Unless you want everybody staring at my dick, you know.
I mean, I wouldn't be too bad.
Well, what was it? I was listening to some Joe Rogan earlier, and he'd made a comment. It'd been funny if, the pants from. All right, we're good there.
Hey,
I'll finish my story in a second.
This is Crazy Peas. I'm TPAW.
The Karnage.
Hey! Here for another week of crazy madness. And Howlett's on the phone with me, so you can probably hear him. Hey, talk.
Hi.
You make you talk. So Howlett Fang actually has a Twitch channel, by the way. It's called Howlett Fang. And he did a video stream in which he played some weird game about androids versus humans. Very futuristic.
Detroit Become Human.
Detroit Become Human. There you are. So if you care about that game, or you like that game, or you just want to see a lunatic play a game and talk and stuff, go ahead and check him out. He's got really good streams, and he's kind of just starting out again. He actually was, what do they call it again on Twitch? Do they call it like affiliated
with Twitch.
Yeah, so he was affiliated with
I can
Twitch.
never get enough people
No, I'm still
on a
affiliated.
constant to watch the stream live to be
Yeah.
affiliated.
Yes.
I can't make money through those
So
asshole
he is
shit.
affiliated still. So if you do want to go ahead and check him out and support him, he tries to stream every so often. What is your schedule on that, by the way?
The one that I have posted isn't really accurate. I'm just kind of doing it whenever I can.
And what does that mean for the audience?
Random as shit.
It means subscribe or follow my Twitch channel and turn on the notification icon. When I go live, it'll let you know. I don't know exactly when I'm going to go live because my schedule is a little bit up in the air.
All right, that's fair. Yeah, so check out Howlett Fang's Twitch channel. He's one of those video game streamers.
To find my Twitch, just check out Crazy P's description. I'm sure he'll post a link when he
Oh, yeah.
puts this video out.
Yeah, no, I will definitely go in the description and just slap the link in there. It's really that simple.
And
Yeah.
it's,
Just add another link to
yeah.
the list.
Yes, it's a list of links. What games are you going to be playing, by the way? Because, I know you played that one game, but, any other ones you got on the horizon?
I'll be playing a lot of Call of Duty, Warzone.
Okay, that's a decent game.
All right.
You can catch me playing first-person shooters, story games, MMOs, basically things along those lines. I might even play a space game called, what is it? Elite Dangerous.
Yeah? What is that game?
It's, you're flying around in a spaceship and shooting other spaceships.
Okay. So kind of like one of those arcade games where you play a spaceship.
Except a lot more advanced.
I'm sure. In the current modern day video game age, I'm sure. I figured I would just, have it translate to English for the audience that doesn't know that. And they might know that. They might know way more than I do. And they're probably like, Teapot, you're an idiot. But I figured I'd get some clarification. Last week we were talking about National Treasure. I did not get to watch a whole lot of National Treasure or catch up too much because I've been busy as fuck.
Isn't there like a third one now?
No, there's a series actually.
On Disney Plus, they started a series, and if you watch it, I think you'd enjoy it.
Yes.
I saw that there was something else going on. I saw it on, I think, Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have the new National Treasure TV show on Disney Plus, and you have season 2 of Bad Batch that just started. And here in the next few months, they're supposed to be doing Mandalorian season 3.
Yes, Mandalorian. I'm missing my Mandalorian.
And in May comes
You
out
know
the
what?
last Fast
As
and
much as I
Furious
love
movie.
Mandalorian, I want to see more Boba Fett.
They're not gonna do any more Boba Fett. It didn't get very good ratings.
No.
I don't care. I want more Boba.
The main character needs to actually learn how to properly use the Darksaber instead of swing it around like it's a heavy cock.
Well, you gotta realize that when he got that Darksaber, he didn't know how to use it.
Exactly.
He needs to be taught.
Yeah, no, I think that they're going to take a break from Boba unless because like the guy who directed the showrunner for Boba Fett was the same guy behind Spy Kids, and over half those episodes were just they weren't the greatest and not the greatest writing, but
Yeah, but
I
the
did
actor
like,
was like, well, at least I got to play Boba again.
yeah, no, I liked him. I liked what he tried to do. I liked what he tried to do with the character.
They casted the original actor for Boba Fett.
Yeah, I know that. It's pretty obvious. Especially since, he's the same guy from Attack of the Clones. Because he was Jango Fett.
Yes, he was.
But
he's just a good actor all around, though. I mean,
yes, he is.
Well, the reason they could get away with that is because Boba Fett is actually a direct, unaltered clone of Jango. So that's why they could get away with using him again.
Yeah.
Well,
no,
I thought
sure.
that was like the whole point of the character, so that way they could bring the adult back to play him in later movies or adaptations.
Yeah, no, that's the thing is it was definitely a concept that they played with, and when he was open to play the character again, they were just like, well, why wouldn't we do that? Why wouldn't we bring him back? So that's
but the only thing that's gonna be gone is well, she's already been fired. The big bitch. From Mando season 1.
Oh.
She got fired because she said some either extremely feminist or lesbian or something extremely off the normal.
What happened was that they were trying to get her to include her gender on her Twitter bio, which really don't have to do that. But because she didn't do that, they assumed that she was transphobe, and so Disney decided to fire her. It was one of the most ridiculous things in existence.
But see, that goes back to what I was talking about last week. It's the whole, you're transphobic, you're gay-phobic, you're this-phobic. It's like, no, I just don't give two shits about what's happening in the community because it's not my community. And people get all bent out of shape and pissed about it.
Yeah, and I'm inclusive. I'm open-minded and everything. I even have a check mark now on Twitter, Twitter Blue, at TPAW Wolfric. I'm trying it out for like a month or two just to see, whether or not it actually helps or not. And if it doesn't, I'm just going to be like, sorry, Elon, screw off with the money that you want to make back on your giant Twitter purchase.
Well, wasn't he was trying to make it bad?
Okay, there's a lot of things going on right now. Like, have you heard about the whole shit going on with Hogwarts Legacy?
Hogwarts Legacy, yes. Yeah, there's a lot of people there's a lot of people that are like going back and forth on it.
Well, here's why. J.K. Rowling said some seriously inflammatory shit.
Yes.
Supposedly.
No, she did. She tweeted about it.
Yeah, but I mean, it's
the fact that she said inflammatory shit about the trans community or whatever it was she actually said, it pissed off a lot of the trans community and a lot of the LGBTQs. Okay.
But see, here's
and
the
reason
funny
it pissed
part
them
with
off
that.
is because it came off as transphobic.
But see, no, see, here's where I'm pissed at trans people. It's the same reason I'm pissed at feminists. See, you don't like us because you said this thing. Man, it had nothing to do with you. It has to do with what I created. It has nothing to do with you. You're not part of the magical world. That's not part of, it. So don't try to make me include you into my shit when you have nothing to do with my shit, so just shut up. And because she made the comment, basically, get your noses out of my business. Or at least that's how I understood it.
It gets so much worse, okay? It really does. It gets so much worse. And I'll tell you how it gets worse. Now, anybody who supports Hogwarts Legacy is being considered transphobic because they're supporting, quote unquote, supporting J.K. Rowling by buying that game. No, that's not the fucking case. J.K. Rowling has nothing to do with Hogwarts Legacy, and just because a group of developers decided to take inspiration, notice I said inspiration, from that world, does not mean they share those same views as her.
Yeah.
Her thoughts and opinions are not necessarily that of the developers, and that is where the line has been drawn. And it
The
should
string
never
was
be
stuck to your
fucking crossed.
jacket. Yeah, but see, here's my issue with all that stuff. If you say anything like a lot of these channels or a lot of these people who are pointing out stuff to specific females or just in general, like, it's your job to be the submissive one, or if you want a man who's going to pay for all your bills, you need to be a wife who, no offense, go back to old school. You do what you're told. You stay at home. You're a good mom. You're a good housewife. You're not the, well, I can go do whatever I want. We're never going to have kids. Because if you want a guy to pay for everything, I'm sorry, if he's paying for everything, then your job is to shut up, stay at home, and take care of the house. Or, if you're going to work, then you should pay for the person to clean the house and pay the bills 50-50. That's where the whole equality comes in. You want equal everything, but yet you want somebody else to fork out the bill for all your shit. So, shut up, you don't want equal everything, you're lying out your ass. Which is my big bitch. That's like whole trans thing. I agree with Jordan Peterson and a few other people who've said they're pushing kids who are not comfortable in their own skin, so that must mean you're trans, instead of, okay, why aren't you comfortable with your skin? Let's talk about it. Find out what the real psychological reasons are, not just, oh, okay, no, I have to agree with you, even though I'm a psychiatrist or psychologist and trying to help you figure out your shit. I'm just supposed to accept whatever you say, and you're right, you're never wrong, but yet that's not the job as the head doctor. You're supposed to help them get through their stuff and figure out who, what, where, when, and why. Not the, yes, you're right. Okay, let's cut your dick off and cut your tits off and turn you into the opposite sex.
Mark my words. You mark my words. Here in about 20, maybe 25 years, we're going to start seeing lawsuits coming out.
Yeah, but see, here's the other issue. Everything that's going on right now in 20 to 30 years won't matter, because by then we'll all be dead, so fuck it.
I mean, here's my thing. I grew up on the Potter series. I grew up on the Potter world. You know, I'm somehow, like,
You're a Potterhead.
Well, people will demonize me anyway for reading the books or listening to audiobooks because of the fact that that's considered supporting, Rowling or whatever. Rowling has said some really disgusting things about human beings who feel or identify a certain way. And I understand that, like, people are going to, like, they're going to listen to this podcast and they're going to say one thing or another about whatever Karnage is saying or whatever Howlett's saying. And they're going to disagree with them vehemently, and that's fine. That's your right to do so. I happen to be in the middle. I happen to be the guy who's like, I bought the books when I was a kid. I bought the books when I was a teenager. And when I was an adult, I found them as ebooks, and I was like, oh shit, this is amazing. I get to write them on my, on the go, without having to carry around 7 books that are like 300 to 800 pages a piece. Like, this is great.
It's a 3 to 5 pound book, yeah.
Like 10 pounds worth of paper.
Yes, and so I got really excited, and that was during a time where you could be excited about being a Harry Potter fan. And now it's like, I can't even mention Harry Potter in some circles without someone being like, you support Rowling, and I'm like, that's not really what it is. Like, I don't even read Rowling anymore. Like, the only Rowling I read is Potter. Like, she's got a crime series out, she's got a couple other adult books that she's written, she's done some newer children's books. I don't touch them, because they're not Potter. They're not the world that I fell in love with as a kid. And for
only
me,
book series of hers that I've ever read, or even knew she had, or even heard of, was the Potter series. Beyond that, I could give a shit less what else she has.
I don't keep up with
books themselves are amazing.
Yeah, I don't keep up with her, like, pseudonym or her, like, any of the future stuff. I keep up with the Potter series.
But see, here's the thing, though.
It.
Everybody's like, oh, that person is this way. It's like, okay, that's how they are now, but is that how they were when they wrote the books?
They were trying to say
or if people come at her and the interviewers or whomever
Yeah.
has asked her so many questions that she's like, fine, I'm just going to make this statement so you all quit asking me these stupid questions because it has nothing to do with what I'm doing.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it does.
I'm just going to draw the line, and whether
Yeah.
you like it or not, here's the fucking line, deal with it.
Here's what they've been saying about it. Some of the stuff that I've seen directly from people on Twitter, directly from people on Facebook. In fact, recently, the other day, I ran into it a couple times. They would say that if you even mention Rowling or even talk about Rowling's Harry Potter series, and Darren Shan made a post about, a couple things about the whole thing that happened to mention Rowling,
Yeah.
and he said, I will mention Rowling, like, whether you like it or not. Like, he's like, you want to get mad at me or you want to hiss at me? Fine, whatever. Be an angry little crocodile.
But
that doesn't mean I'm going to stop mentioning Rowling. She's a colleague.
But see, here's the funny part.
He's like, I may not
everybody's
subscribe to her, but
stuck in their social media
Well,
bubble.
see,
They don't care what
that's the
reality
problem with
is.
cancel
They
culture.
just want to live online. They're not actual people. They're just bubbles online. Quit living online, grow up, and be an actual person and do something with your life instead of just crying and whining about what everybody else says and or does.
or getting mad that somebody's playing a video game that the person who originally wrote the series likely just collected her convenient trademark check that she got from the video game creators to get the license to play to make the damn game. She got paid that one time, and then after that the rest of it's getting paid to the video game developers. Like, she got paid once probably at the very beginning,
But
before the
people-
game was even a major design.
People
And see,
get
here's
caught
the
up on
thing,
the
Jay.
stupid shit too much, though.
There's the problem. The problem in cancel culture is any
The whole damn thing.
person, any individual who gets even just slightly triggered over something someone says, does. It doesn't matter if you sneeze crooked.
Yeah.
They're gonna start running smear campaigns on you.
Okay.
They're gonna start saying all this inflammatory stuff about you, and most of it is not going to be true. People are not entitled to their opinions anymore because of cancel culture.
No.
Back in the days when we were kids, and Thomas, you should remember this. Back in the days when we were kids, we used to be able to have our opinions, and they were encouraged.
Yes, I remember that. I remember that time. It was a golden time.
But see, the issue is everybody is at the point where, well, you don't agree with my opinion, that means you're a liar because my opinion is 100% fact. No, that's just how you see stuff. That doesn't mean it's fact. That's your opinion through how you've lived your life. Guess what? I've lived a harder life or I've lived a different life. Shut up. My opinion is this. Well, I don't like your opinion. I don't give a shit what you like or dislike. It's fact that this is my opinion from my life. That's like Andrew Tate. Everybody jumping at him. He's like, well, that's what I know through the experiences in my life.
Yeah, opinion is just simply a standpoint or just simply a point of view of something you decided that your standpoint was or that your viewpoint was. Opinion
Because
is,
of something that's happened in your life.
Yeah, opinion is something that you just it's a taste or it's like your point of view stance, whereas a fact is like saying the sky is blue. And technically that's like saying
Opinions are
the sun reflects
subjective,
off the
not
ocean.
objective.
Wait, what?
Opinions are subjective,
Yes.
not objective.
Yes.
Opinions
exactly.
are like assholes, just like excuses. Everybody has one, and most of them stink. So who gives a shit? Talk your bull crap. That's part of freedom of speech. You can talk your crap as much as you want. Just don't come at me for saying what I gotta say from my point of view. You don't like it? Well, then don't listen and go blow it out your ass. You want to be a hater? Good, be a hater. Guess what? You're just giving me the benefit of the doubt, and I get more views, and you make me more famous. So, yeah.
On TPAW's playground where Karnage and Howlett go on a soapbox.
Well, it's not even a soapbox. He brought it up, so I'm just saying my opinion. It's a constant nowadays. It's like, well, your opinion sucks because it's different than mine. It's like, no, we have different viewpoints because we've lived different lives.
Yeah.
So either get along with me and don't let my opinion ruin your day, or shut up and walk away because you have to be and all uppity and run away and bitchy and cry about it.
Yeah.
Which is annoying as fuck.
Yeah, I actually been watching some footage of the game, by the way, and it actually looks pretty cool. The main character's name is Thomas.
I haven't given a crap about it. I haven't given a crap about Harry Potter games or any of that stuff in years. I'll be perfectly honest about it.
When I heard about Hogwarts Legacy, I was initially skeptical because a lot of the other games that they put out, let's be honest, they were kind of shit. They weren't very good, they weren't very well done, and there was not a whole lot you could do with them. The stories were not well developed at all.
Well, the stories were one-sided. You have to do this stuff to get to the next part. I mean, if you build an open-ended world, it's just that is what it is. It's open-ended. Either you like the story you made or you don't. It's just like life. Oh, you didn't like what happened? Well, guess what? It's your fault because you decided to do this. Now accept it and move on, or sit there and cry until nobody listens or gives a shit about your opinion anymore. Those are the options. Bitch and cry, or just accept it and move on to the next thing.
I personally like to just enjoy things.
Right? Well, that's what I'm saying. You move on so you enjoy life because you're not stuck in the stage.
Life's too goddamn short.
Yeah.
Truth.
That's why, like, for instance, whenever I'm writing my stories and stuff, like, I get so involved in the stories. Howlett has talked to me while doing his job at his workplace and has been, like, having me in the background and stuff, and he'll, like, show up an hour and a half later and be like, so, how you doing? I'm like, doing good, how you doing? He's like, okay, great small talk, and I'm like, yeah, great small talk, and then he's like, what have you been doing this entire time? I'm like, I've been writing, and he's just like, wait, what? And then, like, I just kind of read out parts of it to him, and he's just like, wait, you did all of that while I'm at work? And I'm like, yeah, why not? Like, you're just in the background.
Right? He's your white noise.
You pitch things at me, and I go, well, that sounds nice, but... or, I've been blunt honest before and been like, no, that's total shit.
Yes, but you also liked other things that I've done, and, like, there was one time where I read out an entire scene, or part of the scene to you, and you were like, that gave me fucking chills. And then, like, another time where you were like, wait, did you just do that, like, right now while I'm talking to this customer? I'm like, yes. And you're like, holy shitballs. Like, you get all surprised and shit. Yeah, no, I actually wrote dialogue for the finale of Snake in the Dame. Part of the villain-hero confrontation. And I won't reveal what's in there, but I did do a thing in there that was, like, something that Karnage had actually suggested. That I was like, and we were at the gym, and I was like, I don't know. And then he like went on this tangent about why it should, why he thinks it could be a thing that could work, and everything like that. And I'm just like going, I don't know, maybe. And so then like last night, well, the thing that he suggested, a version of it happened. So
I am the background muse and just thrower vitals.
Yeah.
And see,
Howlett did the same thing with part 2. There was a part of the story where he had said, well, how about this? And he's like, in fact, he had such doubts about what he was pitching that I would receive it well, that he was like going, he's all like, just listen to me, just listen for a second. And I'm like, I'm listening, I'm not going to tell you no immediately. And then he pitched it, and I'm like, huh, what if I do this with it as well? And I do this, he's like, I don't know what's in there, I'm just giving you an idea. And so I started doing it, and then I like read out part of it to him, and he was just like, holy shit, that's not supposed to work that well.
But isn't that the funny part? What you don't think would work that well works perfectly.
Yes.
Because it fits the characters.
Yes. And like, it was a part with the werewolf with Orion, and it was a part where, it's that party scene in a horror movie where it's the obligatory party scene you see in every damn horror movie ever. And so I took that spin on that concept, not the exact scene, but the concept of it, and then I used it and utilized it, and then I read out part of it to Howlett, and Howlett was like, it's not supposed to work that well. And it did, it worked really well. I noticed you've gone silent. If Howlett is not angry about something, Howlett doesn't talk much.
I tend to keep my peace very low.
Peace? Why would you do that? That's boring.
Because I'd rather live in peace.
No. See, we live in peace while we cause everybody else chaos and mayhem and sit back and watch the show. It's more fun like that.
That's why we have Karnage.
Yes, that is why you have me.
Yeah, so as far as this Hogwarts Legacy goes, I hope it's a fun game. I hope it actually is, because I was watching some playthroughs on it. Because, like, even though, like, everyone was arguing and everyone was wanting to argue over a damn video game, like, I was just like, okay, well, I'm going to watch the playthroughs, because that's really what, you know, there was a lot of people that worked really hard on this game, so I'm not going to, like, throw away their efforts just because one asshole decided to be, you know, a transphobe. And so I went ahead and I watched some of the playthroughs, and I was like, you know, the graphics are actually pretty good. It's open world, or at least mostly open world. They say that it bounces between stories and stuff, but like it looks really well designed, and it's on Xbox, PlayStation, PC. There's even one for the Switch that's coming in July. I want to be able to get it. I want to be able to play it. I myself am wanting to play it because it's a Harry Potter game.
Here's my initial thoughts. Okay? Here's what I would like to see for the Harry Potter universe, or at least the Wizarding verse.
Yes.
Okay?
Are you talking about that tweet?
It's an online game where your choices directly affect
That was part of it.
how your actions, your actions will directly affect how other players around you can interact with you. You can actively choose, kind of flashing back here to like KOTOR. You
Yes.
can actively choose your morality.
That would be amazing. Like,
That's like what's the game? I have it at home in disc form. Oh, I haven't played it in forever. Oh, what's the name of the game? I can't remember. But the whole thing is to choose good or bad, and then that determines what happens in the story. But I mean, if you do that with a MMO, that's gonna mess with some
This
stuff.
is a little bit different.
isn't Hogwarts Legacy single player? It kind of like destroy damages the.
online multiplayer game, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But your morality is ever shifting. Little deeds like little actions can affect your morality, good or bad,
Yeah.
or neutral.
Fable. That's the name of the game. That's the one that does that, but that's single player. That's not MMO.
Yeah, I kind of like the idea of like a hybrid game where you could do single player stuff, but then you could turn around and do like MMO stuff.
But what I was thinking, okay, is that the morality affects how the other players in the game can interact and converse with you.
Yeah.
Okay?
Well, that would be like.
Directly affected by your morality scale.
Well, that's like choosing dark side, so they have to interact with you if they're the light side, as you are the enemy. That's kind of what that is. They have a couple Star Wars games like that.
Yes and no, because the player themselves can decide for themselves. They still have the free, like, you still have free will to choose. You could literally, like, say you come up across a player who is bad. They're on, like, Death Eater status, okay? You could literally choose to interact with them as if they're any other person out there, or you could choose to treat them like the villain they are. You have the freedom of choice to do that.
Yeah, but that kind of goes into my stuff I always talk about with you. It's you see them as the villain because they look like the villain, but from their point of view, they're the hero because they're trying to save everybody. Everybody just thinks they're the bad guy because of the way they're doing stuff. Because all you idiots are going to screw it up, so I'm going to do it whether you want me to or not.
Yeah. And that's the interesting thing about this whole thing, about this whole concept, is the fact that I like the idea of being able to just interact with a Death Eater like they're a regular person, because they are. The only reason why they're called a Death Eater is because they happen to choose Voldemort, and they happen to have a tattoo that's a magic tattoo that can summon the Dark Lord, or they can do anything.
Well, that's like who is it? The taller guy from the Norwegian school or whatever. I think it was Norwegian, wasn't it?
Well, you've
The
got
big tall guy?
Durmstrang School.
Yeah, that one.
Well, Victor Crumb was a student, but we're talking about Karkaroff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he had the symbol still on himself when he was a Death Eater. Then he decided to switch sides. So did Snape.
Yeah, Severus Snape.
So I mean,
I'm not entirely sure Snape ever actually left Voldemort's service.
No,
I think
he was a
was
double
playing
agent.
the field on both ends.
He was a triple agent. He was
Oh,
on
yeah.
Dumbledore's side, then he was on he was on Voldemort's side, then he was on his own side. He was a triple agent.
No,
Like,
he was just a really good individual who decided to be part of the bad guy's side to try to save the woman he loved, even though she's the one who got killed.
Yeah, he was.
Which made him a dumbass.
He was a true chaotic neutral. In which he was also very cruel towards the students. So he was kind of a douchebag.
but especially towards Harry.
Yes.
Well, that's why I like the last movie, because it shows why he was like that to Harry.
Yeah, but I mean, that's really because his father was a dick to Snape doesn't give him the right to be a dick to Harry.
Well, you know, that's kind of the second generational thing. Well, your dad was an ass, so I'm gonna be an ass to you, just like because you, from what I've seen, act just like him, which means you're a fucking asshole. So why should I celebrate you or try to help you be the chosen one? Because I don't believe you are the chosen one.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't necessarily have to help him, but he didn't have to be a total dick to him. Like,
Okay,
instance,
I think he
let's
did,
say
so that way
Snape
Harry
had
would
taken a whole
become
different
who he
route.
was. Because if you didn't have a character like Snape, Harry wouldn't have became the superhero in the way he was. If that makes sense.
I would beg to disagree, actually. Let's say Snape had taken the route of, maybe he was standoffish towards Harry. Maybe he was, kind of harder on Harry than the other students. But he did it more out of trying to be a father figure, more so than Dumbledore ever fucking was, because let's be honest here, Dumbledore really screwed Harry over. Okay?
I mean, he helped him a lot, but he was kind of a pawn.
Okay, this kind of goes into the thing,
Dumbledore
one of the
helped
theories.
Harry.
Dumbledore is the spirit or angel of death. Because at one point he held all three of the Deathly Hallows. So
Yes.
I've seen essays about that. I've seen people talk about that as a concept.
So I mean, he was a dick because the harbinger of death is not going to help you in the way you think they're going to. Like when he gave the guy the cloak of invisibility, he thought he was going to find him and find a way to get him killed because he was using the cloak. And then the guy met him as an old guy and said, "Okay, I'm ready to die, my friend." It's that sort of mentality. Dumbledore knew what he needed to do to get Harry to the end so that way he could die without dying to kill and destroy Voldemort.
Yeah.
He was playing chess the best way possible. He saw 5 moves ahead, so he already put the places where they needed to go so that way it would move on its own, because the king, Harry, was still alive, moving one step at a time while everybody else was doing everything else on the board.
But going back to getting back to Snape, what I was saying is if Snape had taken been hard on him, harder than he probably should have been on him, but came off in a way that made Harry like him instead of adversarial towards him, Harry probably would have been more likely to accept Snape's help.
I don't think so, because the way I see it, Snape is kind of like what's the character? Snape's kind of the bad guy because he needs to be, but at the same time in the background, like he was doing the spell so that way Harry wouldn't fall off of his broomstick in the first one or second one, whichever one it was. I think was the first one.
I do
yeah.
have to lean towards Howlett on this one, though. If Snape wasn't so dead set on making Harry his villain and making Harry his adversary, because he literally chose him to be the adversary. That's the mirroring between Snape and Voldemort. Is Voldemort chose Harry to be the chosen one, and
but at the
and
same
he also
time,
chose
both
Harry
of the boys
to be an adversary.
became the chosen one because
We got Neville.
Neville ended up killing the snake.
Yes.
So either way, no matter what he did, they were both going to be there to. They were
Severus
both born at the end of
easily.
July, so either way, they were both the chosen one. But Neville, because he didn't have the natural talent for magic, he was the chosen one that nobody looked at, so he got away with being the background chosen one that always did everything that needed to be done to move forward the main character, but still be there to take care of it at the end.
Severus was your classic example of a very bullied, very toxic, maligned character who couldn't get past the fact that the lady that he fell in love with had a kid with his bully, and the kid happened to look exactly like the bully, and so therefore he never moved
But with
past
the
that.
mother's eyes. So,
Yes.
I mean, he loves her, so no matter what, he's going to do what she asked him to do, was to protect Harry.
But it was out of a very toxic love, because he wasn't doing it for Harry, he was doing it for Lily.
Yeah, but, I mean, that's the... That's kind of like the bad uncle. If you didn't have the bad uncle...
Yes.
That always picked on you, or an older sibling or cousin that was always an ass towards you, you wouldn't be who you were because that didn't happen. So if she changed who he was, he still wouldn't be the Harry Potter he became in the end because of the fighting or the friction between him and Snape. There were enough times in the books, and they even showed it a little bit in the movies, where he did stuff to help Harry, whether Harry saw it or not. He did it.
Yes.
And it was obvious.
Yes, and the problem is that Harry had the same exact cognitive bias towards Snape that Snape had towards him. And so once
Which
Snape,
is why it worked.
Once Snape...
The thing is, though, Snape affected Harry's bias towards him.
Yes, but because Snape chose that for Harry, being the idiot that he is...
Because he's a youngin'.
Because he's a young person, didn't bother to look past his own cognitive bias, and so he ended up becoming at odds with Snape. Instead of being open-minded and instead of being like, hey, I know that my dad was a dick to you, but I'm not going to be a dick to you, and I hope you're not going to be a dick to me, and can we, mend ways? That never happened.
Well, that kind of goes into Snape doing the spell to look into all his thoughts, and then what did Harry do? Right when it broke, did it to him.
Yes.
To see what his anger was towards him, to see why he hated him so much. And then when he saw that his dad and all the other guys were actually dick towards Snape, it kind of made sense to Harry.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
but I mean, if Snape wouldn't have been the jackass he was, Harry would have never had the thought or had the anger to do it back to Snape to find out the truth and get sort of a realization before they stopped doing it, because once that happened, Snape told him, alright, we're done with the lessons, because clearly I can't help you because you're just going to attack me, which is what you should learn to do anyways.
Yes.
Here's the thing. In that moment, okay, now, I feel like J.K. Rowling actually missed the mark with this one, because that could have been a turning point in their relationship.
I agree.
Okay?
It should have been, but Snape was too caught up in, you did what I'm supposed to do to you, you little shit, how'd you get in my head? Which proved also how powerful Harry's natural magic was.
Yes.
Yes.
Because he
However,
had part of
Harry was also
Voldemort
very
in him.
proud and wouldn't go to Snape himself.
Well, of course not. He's a little shit. Teenagers never do that. I mean, if you want a teenager to not act like a teenager, then you're kind of fucked, because that's how they act.
I believe,
So-
if I remember correctly, that was book 5 or
It's
6.
book 5.
Book 5.
And, you know, At 15 years old, I was perfectly capable of recognizing my faults and going up to my teachers and saying, hey, look, I messed up. I'm sorry. Would you please help me?
But see, if you're not, see, and I understand where you're coming from, but a lot of people don't get there until they're in their 20s. So that also feeds back into the, well, he was just a stupid kid. And because of that, that's why he did what he did, or went the way he went. Because he didn't think it out, or was aware enough of his own stupidities and his own prejudice to be able to go, oh, I'm sorry. It's the, haha, I got you. You're always picking on me. Now I'm picking on you, motherfucker. It's the fighting your bully, but then you become the bully, so everybody thinks you're an asshole because you became the bully of the bullies.
And here's the thing, though, okay? Here's my problem with that, okay? Harry grew up in the world's worst Muggle family. This is described to us all throughout the series. Okay?
And without them, he wouldn't be as strong a wizard as he was either.
Yes. Yes. But that has an effect on a person. If you grow up in a mentality that is always on the defense, eventually you're going to reach a point, say like at 15 years old, where you've matured to a point where you are perfectly capable of recognizing your own flaws and your own mistakes. Harry had that ability. I have no doubt in my mind about that. He was just too fucking proud and too goddamn stubborn to admit that he fucked up.
Yeah, it was the 50% of him that was like James.
That goes back into, that's the teenage mentality. Some people don't see that stuff until they're older. That's like them showing the extra scene after they were an adult and he gave his son both the names. Like, no, I gave you both the names. You'll be fine. It doesn't matter where you go. You're still going to be an awesome wizard. Accept it.
But he did see his mistakes. That's the problem.
But he didn't see him as a mistake. He saw it as, aha, I finally did something.
Yeah, he saw it as it was like a rite of passage of sorts.
It wasn't the shit I screwed up. It's, aha, I finally, worked past this thing.
Yes. You're overcoming a hurdle.
It's the mentality. It's not the, oh shit, I screwed up. It's the, aha, I finally past that hurdle, so screw it, I shouldn't look back on it, and I'm not sorry for what I did because I got past that hurdle, so screw it.
Yeah, it's the hero's tale where the hero experiences a massive event, a turning point, if you will, fork of the road, and they have to figure out where they are in that moment, and then they overcome the hurdle that's being thrown at them.
In a good or bad way,
yes, yeah. And that's Harry had many of those in the series. That's part of why it's a great series. But he had many of those. And the interesting thing that I think is that all the moments where Harry was compassionate or empathetic or able to convince the Grey Lady to give him information about the Horcrux, or many other different little moments that are in there that readers either don't pay attention to or the movie writers just zoomed over top of it.
Yeah.
All those moments were all Lily. That was his mom. But all the moments where he's a proud little jackass and he's does the head bob, I am the chosen one, and all the other isms that he has, and the stuff that Snape absolutely cannot stand about him. That's where his dad comes in, and he's half of both parents.
Yeah, that's why Snape loved him and hated him, because he hated the part where he was a overly confident, arrogant, like his father.
You know the interesting fanfics that are out there though?
I've seen a few.
Where Severus Snape is his dad instead of the Dursleys, where Severus ends up being the caretaker, and there's other ones where Sirius Black ends up actually being his caretaker.
Oh yeah, no, I've seen them.
Different
on the fanfics websites.
That they go into it. And it was pretty interesting the dynamics they were coming up with. But I don't know. I find it so interesting how you guys are debating so heavily, which is what makes it such a great dynamic in the series, because you guys are going so hardcore into it.
Well, it's not even hardcore to me. I just see it from the point of view of, from my point of view of how I grew up and how I see the dynamic on how it played out from the Snape needed to be the jackass to turn Harry into the hero he was, or from Snape's point of view, he's being the hero by giving the kid hard love and being tough to him, so that way he'll overcome the toughness to actually, bloom as a flower and actually be a decent adult, not a jackass like his dad was. He's trying to push him to not be the jackass like his dad, while using his dad's, well, I'm the chosen one, fuck you. But he uses that in a way to push Harry to actually become.
Something that Howlett actually said that I really liked, it was a bit ago, was the fact that in the fifth movie, Alan Rickman's excellent performance in the occupancy scenes, the part where Harry goes, I need rest, and then, Snape pipes off with, the Dark Lord doesn't rest. He doesn't sleep, doesn't do any of that, and he thinks that Snape's being an asshole towards him. But no,
he's being pure honest with them.
Severus is literally telling Harry straight up, because he's the master occlumens, which means how many times during the day when Snape is at potions, or Snape is, which takes absolute focus and calculation, otherwise you could kill somebody. Anything that he's doing throughout the day, how many times do you think that Voldemort isn't totally probing into to Snape's mind, trying to get information from him?
Or Harry's.
Or Harry's. And how many times does Snape see Harry totally getting bulldozed by Voldemort, and he's trying to help him, he's trying to protect him.
Teach him.
And trying to teach him, and he's being hard about it, because he's like, if I play it the way Remus does, if I play it the way McGonagall does, or any of them, the more logical approach, the more compassionate approach, you will not survive.
Because you will be soft and weak.
Yes,
exactly.
You will not get it, you will not understand it, and you won't get it. So he's being the dad.
He's being a hard ass on purpose.
He's being the hard dad. He's being the tough love. He's being, that part. I've reread that part in the book, by the way, those scenes with Snape.
I've watched and listened to it because I have the audiobook on my phone.
I have read that part over and over again so I could dissect the crap out of it. And the thing that I really love most about that entire sequence was it's the one time where you see Snape truly love Harry.
Well,
beyond his hate, beyond his resentment, beyond anything, you see him love him.
See, that's where you see it, but I see it all through the books that he loves him. He just has the tough love mentality. Like, I can't be soft on you. I can't show you loving compassion because you have enough people doing that already. I'm going to be the hard teacher and the hard uncle, like I said.
Yes.
You need somebody to push you, but in the way of magic push you, unlike your Muggle relatives who just push you because they're afraid of your powers and afraid you're going to kill them one day. That's why the Muggles treat him like shit, because they're scared shitless that he's just going to one day snap and...
I've seen you be a Severus towards your own kid. Like when we were at the gym and other places where
he starts to whine and I'm like, no, this is the...
To an outsider, you would look like a jackass. But to me, I'm watching you interact with him and I'm like, he's being a Severus. This is the same way...
It's the strong,
It's the same way that I am with with Arian. With Cass, I'm a bit more compassionate because you have to be, because it's the way Cass is and he doesn't receive the rough treatment very well. But with Arian, I'm a bit more logical with him. And I'm a bit more hard with him. And I explain things to him and... he asks, a million questions, and, today, he actually, the last couple days, he's actually taken to, telling me just how much he cares, and how much he likes me, and how much he appreciates me, and he keeps saying, best dad ever, and everything, which is awesome. And it makes me feel good, because I'm like, wait a minute, so being a hard jackass isn't pushing away my kid.
Yeah, because you also have to show him love, but it's hard love. It's the rough love.
Yes.
You're trying to make sure, because he's a boy and he's the oldest, like I do with Connor, that no, you can't be the fall apart. I understand you want to fall apart. You can do that on your own time, but right now you're with me. You need to be a hard ass. This is what we have to do, whether we want to or not. This is the way the world works, so this is how we have to handle it, and this is how we have to act. Because if not, the world's just gonna run your ass over and you're just gonna be a shit stain.
Yeah, so I had to go into that a little bit because, like, when I look at those scenes, when I look at any scene now, I don't see it as, like, a regular viewer. I also see it as a dad.
Yeah, exactly.
And I see it as, like, a human being who has kids. And, you know, that's my,
It makes a whole different view, doesn't it?
The dynamic and the mentality changes completely because I'm no longer just seeing, oh, he's being a bully to this kid. No, he's being a dad. Like, yeah, the dad isn't the best or the dad isn't the worst, but he's being a dad.
Yeah.
And yeah, he didn't choose the dad. Snape didn't necessarily choose to be his father either. But in that moment, he was.
He was doing the fatherly or
it was that
uncle
whole,
sort of thing, yeah.
It was that impulse that happens when you fall in love with this woman, and for years and years and years, you've cultivated this. It may have been a toxic love. Who the fuck cares? It's a human story. Like, it may have been this thing, but he's cultivated these feelings for Lily for so long. And so now suddenly Harry needs him in this moment of, like, mental triumph to, like, persevere and survive. And he's like, I'm going to be real with you. Like, I'm going to be real with you. You're finding out about this prophecy that that Dumbledore has kept secret from you for so long. And we're finally able to tell you some of it. And I've been having to stand off in the shadows as, like, the phantom that's trying to guard you, you know, without you knowing it. And now I get to teach you something that's real, something that I deal with daily. Like, you're going to learn. You're going to learn it hard.
Here's reality.
Yes.
But
it's not going to be easy.
Here's the thing. I don't think Snape would have ever done it had Dumbledore not made him do it.
I think he still would have done it. It would have just been a little bit different.
It would have been incognito. Like, like how he was always doing it. Able to hide.
He. See, it looks like Dumbledore made him do it. The only thing Dumbledore made him do was kill him so that way it wouldn't hurt Draco.
Yes.
Other than that, everything else was Dumbledore told him this needs to be done. We need to make Harry strong. So he's like, okay, I'm going to do it my way. You can be the softie and pretend to be the weakling, Dumbledore. I'm going to be the hard ass because that's how I know that my love, his mother, would want me to help him without treating him like a soft little good for nothing.
And if you remember correctly, even in the books, and you've listened to the audiobooks a lot, Karnage.
I'm more of an audiobook guy.
Yeah, there is a part in the flashback where Harry goes to the memory lane, and there's a part where Alan Rickman played the scene. But there's a longer version of that scene in the audiobook.
In the book, oh yeah.
Where, like, you can tell that Severus is utterly shaken when Dumbledore tells him, you have to kill me. When the time comes, you will have to do this. And he's like, and then he goes, you've been raising the boy for slaughter. And he says it in such a way that you're just like, there's no way in hell Severus hates this kid. There's no way in hell
You literally have been raising him to try to get Dumbledore or Voldemort to kill him.
Yeah, he's literally like.
Well, when it comes to be, it will come to be then.
It's like he's got that sense of ambiguity still, but there's like this note of like disgust and
with what Dumbledore did. Completely.
And remorse and like just anger and then when and then when Harry does the thing he does in Half-Blood Prince where he like calls out Snape and everything and like taunts him and stuff and Snape goes, I am the Half-Blood Prince, and he does that whole thing. There's this like note where like all the years of torment that James put him through as a kid just rolls out and he accidentally just projects all of that onto Harry. But then in that flashback sequence he sees that actual sensitive side of Severus come out.
That there's a reason why he did everything he did the way he did it. Oh yeah, I love that scene in the movie and in the book.
Yeah.
When I listen to it, I'm just like, and I've seen it in the movie a couple times because I like watching the movies. I'm like, see, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, there's this note of massive complexity. That's one of the reasons why Severus is one of the most fascinating characters.
Well, that's why I think they picked the perfect actor for it. I mean, I love all the stuff he's done.
Yeah,
I mean, he has always been a fantastic actor, and they couldn't have picked a better person to play Snape by all the complexity that went into the character and who he was supposed to be, but who you didn't see because of what he pushed forward.
Yep.
Because he hides everything inside. That's also why I think he got really pissed at Harry for doing the. I can't remember the name of the spell.
The Sectum Sempra?
Yeah, to see the memories.
Yeah.
That's why he got pissed. You saw my soft side, you little shit. You're not allowed to see that. I'm trying to make you throw hard ass. You're not supposed to say I'm soft, you fucking bitch.
Well, see, that's Aquaman. Sectum Semper is the one where the sword goes through the body. Aquaman's is...
That's which one I meant. It was the Aquaman.
Is the...
viewing the
resiliency.
Thoughts.
Yes.
But that's which one I meant. Because he saw the soft side that Snape's trying to hide, not let him see, so that way he can teach him to be a hard ass. And you have to fight, and this is how you have to do it. Look at me. You don't see emotions. You can't show anything. You have to be like this. I'm going to teach you one way or another.
Yeah, like...
It's not out of hatred, it's out of love. But when he saw what happened to him with his dad, Harry's just like, wait, what the fuck?
Yeah.
At first, and then he's like, aha, I got you.
What's funny is the way that Lionel actually teaches Peter in the series is very similar to Severus. And, like, the way that, like, Damien imparts information to the kids.
Oh, yeah.
Very similar to Severus. I don't know if you've noticed with some of the scenes, but it's either...
I noticed when you read them.
It's either when Crowley's talking to Dean and Sam in Supernatural, or when Severus is talking to the Golden Trio.
It's
just like
it's the dark teacher mentality. Oh, yeah.
This absolute note of Mark's sarcasm half the time, and yet absolute compassion in the process.
Oh, yeah.
Like...
Because Sam and Dean were freaking his favorite.
Yeah. Yeah, they were. And
it's like, you always let them get away with everything. Why did I? Because they're his favorite, you idiots.
Yeah.
And if he gets them to actually make themselves come to hell, he can hang out with his best friends forever while torturing them for fun. I'm sorry.
Dean that.
Yeah! But see, that's what I'm saying. It's like, dude, I want you to come to hell. But I thought it was funny when Dean became the demon because of the mark.
Yeah.
And then he told him, basically, you're a bitch. You're not even the king. Shut up, pussy. I liked that part.
Crowley did adore it when Dean ordered him that martini. And he, and then, like, the martini cup had, like, the pitchfork hanging off the side.
Yeah,
and,
that
like,
was cute.
And Crowley was drinking it, and he's just like, my little Dean.
Yeah. But, I mean, Crowley and Dean's relationship is essential to the whole show.
Yes.
That's like Snape and Harry. It's essential. If it wasn't there, one, the show wouldn't have done as well.
Yeah, it really wouldn't have. There wouldn't be so many golden moments with Crowley, or with the boys, or with any of the characters if Crowley wasn't around.
Oh yeah, because I like who he was at the beginning, but I also like who he became.
Yeah, like he became such a neutral character.
But in a good way.
Yes, he also ended up.
But that's where I like Snape. He's the most neutral while trying to be at the same time positive, but not let anybody see he's positive. They all think he's bad. Yes. But he's a lawful chaotic.
Yep.
He's chaotic and he's lawful because he's following the rules, but at the same time he's chaotic as hell to strengthen the student who's supposedly the chosen one
and
to move him forward.
The contract too.
Oh,
all about the contract. Like there was that one episode where they actually show what the contract looks like, and it's just this long scroll.
Yeah,
of, like, paper.
yeah.
And he's like, sign. And he's like, okay, sign it now. And the guy's like, wait, why do I feel like my skin's being pierced? He's all like, we did tell you that, right? It's in the fine print. He's like, wait, what's fine print? We used your blood to sign it. And he's like, this is a blood contract? He's like, what the bloody hell do you think it was?
Yeah, right?
But, like, we were mentioning something before we went into the supernatural tangent. What was that you were trying to talk about?
I don't know.
I think it had to do with Severus Snape, maybe.
I don't remember.
Okay, it's gone. That's the thing is when I'm writing any of my stories, I try not to project characters that are from, like, favorite piece of media, but it's inevitable, it happens anyway.
Well, I mean, every writer's done it.
Yeah.
I mean, because if you go far enough back in most books or most series, if there's a superhero or a hero, who are they like? They're kind of like Lucifer. I tried to save everybody, but you all thought I was being bad, so now I'm the bad guy, I'm not the hero.
Yep. It's all that propaganda my father foretold.
Right? But no, I mean, that's always the part I thought was funny, and I still think is funny about the character Lucifer, or the entity, who he is. He wanted to save all of our souls, all of his siblings, his soul siblings.
Yes.
So, but yet, everybody considers him a bad guy because he got told, well, you got to deal with hell. Everybody who completely fucks up,
Yes.
and everybody who tried to turn against me to get them all free ride straight back to the top shop.
Yeah.
So, you and all those idiots are going to go to the worst place ever, so have fun with that. But, I mean, it's because of that story, the original story of God, Lucifer, and Jesus. If you look at any superhero story, it's the same story. It's just rewritten.
Yeah, it really is. Like, no matter what pantheon of religion that entails the character or person named
It's
Jesus.
all the same thing.
Yeah, they all are different versions of the same
Luke,
mythology.
Anakin. The only difference between Luke and Anakin is Anakin actually goes to the dark side to try to find the way to save his love.
Yes.
As far as he's concerned, because if he saves her and takes out the real bad guy and is in charge, he can make everything good, not just, aha, I'm the bad guy and I'm in charge of all of you, do what the fuck you're told.
Yes.
He did it to try to become the best version of himself and the best Jedi that could ever be, because he brought peace
That's
a little bit by making them be peaceful, but he was going to make peace by getting everybody on the same side.
Let's be real here, though. In episode 3, when Hayden Christensen delivers the line, it's for my new empire, and everyone goes, your new empire? Like, that was such a pull from Attack of the Clones, though. Like, that whole era of Anakin, where, like, he's just this ambitious, whiny little shit who, like, is mad because his mom died. Like, that
Well,
is...
no, I get that.
I understand
That's
that mom
where the
died.
whole
Like, I empathize with that,
Padme
but,
thing
like,
comes in, because I already lost one female in my life that I loved with all my heart because she was my mother. Now I have to try to save the other one. I'll do anything I can.
Yeah.
Even becoming the darkest, most evil person. But something, it's in a video that popped up talking about Anakin and the third movie, as his eyes didn't actually grow Sith red and yellow until Obi-Wan cut off all of his limbs, and he was sitting there in the hot coals burning alive. Until he got to that point where pain and rage, because he literally got defeated by his master, his teacher, his brother, did he snap and go full rage.
It's also after Padme died.
Well, no. It was
After
before.
After Palpatine was like, so like, is Padme safe? Is she still alive? And
But I mean, no. Look at it from the movie point of view. He has the red and yellow eyes, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then when they show the armor
Didn't
being
he
put
have yellow
on,
eyes
he
during
had
the
blue
Separatist
eyes.
deaths? Like when he went to go fight the Separatists?
No.
He hurts.
He had blue eyes. Or whatever his natural colors. I think it's blue. It might be
I'll
hazel.
be honest.
Huh.
Padme's death I always found a little bit more broken.
Well,
I mean, her death made no fucking sense, but you know, that's another story.
death of a broken heart. That's all it is. You're not the man I love. The man I love is dead.
But wasn't she an independent woman, though? And a senator?
She was in love with him. They got married. She was his bitch.
But
She died of a broken heart because she
strong.
put all of her love into him. Without him, a broken heart can kill you.
It's kind of plot hole broken.
Not really.
I don't know, I can't see Leia being the person that she is without having Padme. Like, Luke was kind of like more... Luke was kind of like Anakin, but he was more like
Because he was
Padme.
stuck in the desert.
Yes.
And his uncle told him, I'm not going to tell you anything about your dad because he was a sorcerer and I don't want you learning that magic. Just like Harry Potter.
After
the
the-
uncle and the aunt. I don't want you to learn this magic. You're going to be evil motherfucker like your parents.
After the Obi-Wan series came out, someone actually did an analysis of Luke and Leia versus Anakin and Padme, because that's their parents. And like someone actually made a comment that like Anakin, like Luke, was more like his mom than he was his dad, because of the fact that he was more brash and he was, at times, he would jump into things, but at the same time he was cunning and
But with the
calculating.
Obi-Wan series, it showed that so
with
was...
And Leia was
So was
actually
Leia.
a lot more like their dad.
Yeah, like Leia was a lot more like Anakin was. Like there
I
was
see a little bit of both parents in each.
Yeah,
But
like, there was
yes, no.
similarities.
Luke has more of the mother and
But I'm not
and
gonna lie. By the time I got through,
Leia has
by
more
the
of
time
the
I
father mentality.
finished Obi-Wan Kenobi, like the series.
The first season, if they do a second one, I hope they
Yeah,
do.
I yeah, no, I liked Obi-Wan a lot.
It was a good series.
If like when I rewatched Obi-Wan from start to finish, and I even watched some fan cut of like 2.5 hours where they turned it into an action movie. But I watched that and everything. I could no longer give a shit about whether or not Padme died of a broken heart because I didn't believe it anymore. Like I know that Leia is a kid.
The thing was completely unbelievable to me because of the fact that Padme could see exactly what the fuck was going on with
Yeah,
Anakin.
she ain't stupid.
She knew. She fucking knew. That's why she chased him to Mustafar.
Well, not just that. She also tried to tell him beforehand. Okay, but I understand that's how you're feeling, but are you letting your feelings corrupt your viewpoint? She basically told him that before he went to tell them that he'd figured out who the Sith Lord was.
And have you ever had a pregnant lady who's ready to pop or getting close to popping, and you've ever tried to choke them or tried to do anything stupid with them when they're about to pop and they're having all those raging hormones? Have you ever tried to do that? I'm pretty sure that no one has because they're not dead yet. Padme would have killed him. Like, let's be real here. Lucas did not write the pregnant lady very well. At all.
Yeah, he did.
No, he did not. You've been around your sister 4 times.
Damsel in distress.
But she wasn't a damsel. She wasn't in distress. The issue was
Exactly.
he choked her out. He choked her until she fainted.
But that's the way she was portrayed.
Well, but see, my thing is, she clearly. I'm trying to find the
I would have,
channel.
you know what I would have believed, honestly? I would have believed if Anakin was choking her, instead of her being like, Anakin, please don't, if she would have just not even said anything and just grabbed a pistol and shot his balls. That's what I would have believed. Shot his balls or his face.
I thought she. I think she
If
just
that's
shot
where
her.
an extra scar tissue that he gained from Darth Vader came from, was because he tried to choke out his pregnant wife who was about ready to pop. And she was a senator and had to fight corruption for most of her life. She about to shoot his balls off. He's gonna lose
No, I think she just shot him in the knee or the arm.
his dick. He would have lost his dick. He'd been like, "Oh fuck!" And then have him been like, "You little bitch!" Bam, 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 bam. And each time we would have had to parry them, and we would have been like, "Padme, please don't kill him yet." And she would have just fucking been like, "His balls are next." Like, I honestly, like, that's the fan cut that's in my head, is the Padme beats the shit out of him.
It's over, Anakin. I have the high ground.
Padme beats the shit out of him and goes, "You may be a Jedi Knight, little boy, but I'm a senator. And I was a queen. I am a queen." And then, like, she would have shot him, like, multiple times, and, like, fucking just took the gun, like, as he's, like, keeling over with his one of his balls in his face. She just takes the gun and just goes, BAM! Right in his face. And then, like, you rely on the fucking Force.
You're a little too aggressive with that one, but okay.
I rely on hormones.
Exactly. She's a pregnant lady with hormones. Come on.
Well, it's not even that. I mean, think about it. Well, I mean, the reason she didn't die from him force choking her is because she has his kids in her. So she is now literally becoming a female Jedi. She's becoming a...
Just watch
One with the
as
Force.
my whole impersonation of Padme, because one of the most popular parts of this whole podcast.
No, now you just gave some idiot an idea for a freaking fanfic, you dumbass. You gave them a free one.
Hey, how it should have ended. If you ever want to make a skit, just give me some credit for it, okay?
Just put my name in this.
Yeah. I mean, hell, Anakin ends up with bad asthma anyway, so... If
That's
you
just
know, in this
'cause
new
he's a
rewrite,
bitch.
Padme's still alive, like, she could just shoot him in the balls again, and then make him, like, have an asthma attack.
Well, see, now I would like to shift a little bit, and let's talk about the whole Darth Vader thing for a minute, okay?
Okay.
A lot of the comics have described Vader as this ultimate power, okay? He basically single-handedly wiped out the Jedi. He managed to completely topple the Republic. Now, yes, Palpatine was the mastermind. Palpatine was pulling all the strings. Palpatine was leading the path and laying out all the rules. Okay? But if Palpatine had not had Anakin or Darth Vader, he would never have gotten as far as he did. Okay? Now, when Palpatine put him in that armor, Palpatine knew what he was doing.
You mean he was limiting him on purpose?
Yes. Palpatine intentionally limited Darth Vader's power, and Vader knew it. Vader had the opportunity to
I call bullshit,
be
but okay.
unlimited from his weaknesses. Now, granted, he was cut off from the Force to a certain extent because of the fact that he had prosthetics. The prosthetics are not connected to the Force because they're technically not living entities.
Okay, I can call bullshit on that one because his arm, after he had it for a while, he figured out how to have the Force flow through it. So, I mean, I kind of call bullshit. And the whole point of, like, the fake arms and him having a crappy body, the whole point to that was to put him in so much pain because what does a Sith need?
Anger and pain.
Anger and rage.
Rage,
And
hate,
if
pain.
you're always in pain, your rage is at max. So actually, Palpatine did it as a punishment for him being stupid enough to be hurt like that, but it also helped him tap into the dark side of the Force.
But it's actually explained in the comic verse that his suit is actually limiting his power.
I'll be right
Yeah,
back.
but I've also heard it say
I'll be right
in
back.
some of the supposedly not canon stuff that, or supposedly, because it's in the comic books where Vader upgrades his suit so that way it's not as painful, but he keeps some of the stuff the way it is so that way he can tap into the dark side with the pain so that way he can actually use it to make himself stronger on the dark side.
You guys can still hear Howlett. He's talking. He's still talking to the microphone. I need to check on the wife real quick.
Don't kill anybody.
I'm not Padme.
Well, keep going, Howlett. We'll have a debate here. I watch a lot of the YouTube
Vader
videos.
did get his suit upgrades, but it was like his suit should have looked radically different from what was offered, like what we had as viewers or content consumers. Apparently, the suit should have, when he was getting the upgrade, it should have been changed to where he didn't need the respirator anymore. He was going to be able to do basically almost look human.
Yeah, but okay, that wouldn't have worked for one reason only, because Darth Vader was supposed to have killed Anakin. And if he looked more human, then he'd have looked like Anakin, and then everybody would have known Darth Vader was Anakin. Darth Vader didn't kill Anakin, and Anakin just switched sides instead of actually dying like everybody was told with the propaganda that the Emperor told everybody, which is why Anakin wasn't around, because everybody knew he was the strongest Jedi.
The thing is everybody knew that Darth Vader was Anakin anyway.
No, they put out a propaganda thing. It talks about it in either it's comics or one of the books, that they actually put out a propaganda stuff and put it on basically the news that Vader was the one who finally took out the last Jedi who was supposed to be Anakin at the Jedi Temple. They talk about it. I watch a couple of the YouTube channels that go straight into Star Wars, and they've gone over to that before. Yeah, here it is.
There's a lot of things.
This channel.
That,
Oh, I've seen it.
Yeah, with the guy who pretends to be Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, you were talking about shorts.
Yeah.
Send him a message with your idea. Let them do it for fun.
Yeah.
Or I can't remember. There's another channel. Oh, I haven't watched them forever. That does a lot of what ifs with the Star Wars shit. Might like your viewpoint of Padme shooting him and killing his ass on accident. Oops.
Nah, see, I didn't say kill. I said seriously.
You said shoot his balls off. That's gonna kill a motherfucker. That's science.
No, because they could throw him in a back to tank and he can keep himself alive with the Force. This isn't reality. He's got the Force.
Well, with that dynamic, then Qui-Gon shouldn't have died.
Well, that's the thing. Is Qui-Gon wasn't using the dark side. And also,
doesn't matter. Dark light side, you should have the ability.
It was in the script.
See, I've heard that one. No, that's how it was written, so that's how they did it. But the thing is, they also show that other people who've been hurt, that somebody else can use the Force to keep them alive until they can get medical help. So I call bullshit. That was just, he didn't want to keep him alive because that changed the whole story. So, okay, we're just going to kill him off. Not going to give a real reason, he's just dead.
Not to mention the fact that they probably didn't want to pay Liam Neeson that much.
Well, it's not even that. He got stabbed. Really? It's a lightsaber. It cauterizes the wound.
Yes.
Not like you can bleed to death.
Yeah, and then now they've also kept characters alive, like that one lady in Obi-Wan.
Darth Vader got cut in half, and he's still alive. I mean,
and that one lady in
got
Obi-Wan
cut in half, and he's still alive. So fuck off.
And the one lady in Obi-Wan, she got stabbed like twice. She got stabbed in the gut and got stabbed in the chest, and she's still alive.
Oh, you mean the little girl that became the Inquisitor?
Yes,
chick?
the dark Sith lady.
The Inquisitor.
Yeah, Inquisitor lady. Yeah, she got stabbed twice.
Sister.
Once
4.
Yeah, she got killed by she got attempted to be killed by the Inquisitor himself, and then she got stabbed again by Vader himself, and she still survived.
Well, she supposedly got stabbed by Anakin after he got named Vader, and then yes.
Yeah, so either way, like. Yeah, like
But
Qui-Gon
see,
shouldn't have died.
Thing, though. If you stab somebody with a lightsaber, cut off their arm, oh shit, I lost my arm. I'll just get a robo one. Just like Anakin. It's like there's so many loopholes and ways to fix it. And back to what you were saying about Vader should have updated or upgraded his suit. See, part of some of that I've actually saw, and I don't remember if it was in the book or the series, but one of the channels that I watch about Star Wars stuff talks about how he did upgrade it. He just kept the sound effects so that way everybody would think he needed it. So that way Sidious also didn't know that Darth Vader had upgraded his suit well enough to not be hurt by being electrocuted and a whole bunch of other stuff. That's why it took so much electrocution while he was trying to save Luke to kill him. Because it didn't fry the actual atomizer on his chest, it fried what he'd fixed in his own body.
Save me, Anakin. I'm weak, I can't hold on.
I find really stupid. Okay, we've seen Mace Windu reflecting the Force lightning back at Palpatine. Every other character that we've seen get hit by that Force lightning ends up
Not all of them, but some of them, yes.
A good portion of them end up dead.
Well, okay. Think about it this way, then. He didn't think about the lightsaber deflecting the lightning bolt until he went backwards to do the first 3 movies, the prequels. So, I mean, it was an afterthought that he didn't think of when he made the original 3. And instead of re-editing it and change the whole story to fuck it up with that sort of shit, he's just like, Vader will just throw him into the damn belly of the beast, his own Death Star he remade, and then Vader will die.
I am become death of the creator.
Yeah.
And it's like Mace Windu. He got thrown out of a freaking tall-ass building, and people are like, oh, he wouldn't have survived that.
Bullshit, he's a Jedi. He survived.
Yeah.
He's a fucking Jedi.
But
Not
see,
just a Jedi, he's a
wait until he
fucking
got close
Jedi.
enough to the ground, and he could have force-pushed his way back to the ground and landed gently.
but see, here's the thing, though. And I always love this that everyone's like, oh, this should happen this way, or this should happen this way. You didn't make the movie. You want it to happen that way? Go write a fanfic, change the names, create a whole new book series, make your own movie and TV series to show how somebody with sorcerer powers would be able to do that.
I've actually
Because a
seen
Jedi is just a sorcerer.
I've literally seen people do that, make an entire
So have I.
series
Oh,
just to prove a point.
That's
Exactly.
too much work.
Now, don't become lazy, because this is my viewpoint, but I would never let anybody see my ideal in actual print or video form. Get off your butt and do it.
Ideas all day long.
Well, then do something with them.
Half the time, that's where my stories come from. Because I'll be sitting there like thinking, what would happen if we were to take that scene of that movie but twist it this way and do a different thing with it? This is my response to that scene. And what's funny is,
I mean, don't we
Karnage is-
usually talk about that
Yeah.
in the gym?
Yep, and Karnage has heard me talk about like various scenes, and like I'll point out a scene that's in the story and or in a part of the story or whatever story it is, and I'll be like, by the way, this was my response to that part of the story in that movie, and he'd be like, and he starts laughing, and he's like, okay then, and I'm just like, what? Like, I wanted to adapt that movie, like that little scene bit that was in that movie, but I wanted to do it this way and a little different, and I wanted to add some extra spice to it because fuck it, why not? And it's literally me just making a point with that scene, or me just being like, this is my response to that scene, fuck you.
I just sit back and laugh and I'm like, okay, if that's what you want to do.
I mean, in that one scene with the Braxton, he literally says, he says like a version of "Welcome to my world," very similarly to Kruger,
Welcome
You know,
to
and as
my
a streamer
personal hell.
myself,
something like that. Yeah.
as a streamer myself, you know, I find joy in the content that I play, the games that I play. I do. Up until recently, I haven't been able to stream as much, but
A lot of personal life stuff. It's all right. Happens to everybody.
you know, you were saying earlier before that I used to not talk as much.
Unless you're angry.
What's that?
Unless you're angry about something.
Yeah. But
Life's blood.
I did try to do something different with my stream today where, you know, I was trying to interact with the people, the whole one person who was in my live,
Been there.
and I was trying to do things differently than I normally do. I am trying to get myself a gaming PC at the moment so I can build a stream that people are interested in joining. You know, I've showed Thomas this before. I've showed him my intro that I put together, and I haven't even been able to use it yet.
Get on that shit.
I don't believe in intros. Hi, I'm here, jackasses. Let's kick butt, take names, and see what the fuck happens.
That's why Crazy Peas has become so simplistic now. Like, I used to spend hours trying to curate the show.
2 or 3, yeah.
And I used to pre-show used to be half hour, 45 minutes. Karnage sitting there watching me play with graphics and trying to find graphics on the internet, and he's just like, why don't you just put like a logo or something? Still put a logo or something.
Well, and seeing
and
the
like,
intro
and then just
that I
have
got
some video
is...
and boom. And I'm like, wait, but I have to do this, and he's like, no, you don't. You can just talk. That's what the podcast is for. And so,
Well,
like,
I told you long ago that is way too much work. And I showed you, that's when I showed you my intro. I was like, it's 1:30, and it's just one song and a whole bunch of different flashing scenes. That's it.
But see, okay, here's the thing for you. Don't do it 1:30. You have 30 seconds at the beginning, the beginning of the song, and at the end of the show is the last minute of it. Because at the end, you're just showing credits and saying thank you to people. So just throw that at the end.
And see, and that, the whole 1:30 is just in case I have other things to do before I actually sit down. I have 1:30 seconds, to grab the rest of my stuff, sit down, and then I'm into the live.
I don't know. If I'm going to go into a live, I just sit down, turn the thing on, and say, what's up? Let's do stupid shit.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's my mentality. It's okay, here's the intro. Here's something pretty I made for you. But, I mean, no offense, if you're going to... This is just my personal view. But if I'm going to do a stream or something, I already have everything sitting there ready to go.
Well, see, that's the thing is whenever I watch videos now on YouTube, and I watch a lot of them. Like, I watch a lot of different channels and stuff. I don't just watch John Campia or whatever. I watch. There's a lot of people because I also learn shit. Like, I look up stuff to learn shit from, and then I'm starting to watch Tyrone Magnus a lot. And a lot of the YouTubers that have a simple basic intro that is just music or something with a visual graphic, and then just
Jordan, his daughter,
transitioning
the Petersons
thing. Yeah, the beginning of it, and then just cuts straight to the video, and the person starts talking and does a version of what you're saying. I find that far more entertaining because then it's just getting straight to the meat of it instead of being okay, here's this, and then here's the person talking about blowing themselves nonstop, talking about all the things they've done and all the who they are, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Just tell me what the video is about.
Right?
That's what it is.
And with the whole YouTube thing with me, I like Jordan Peterson and a few of the other podcasters. If they're doing a video for the YouTube, they take a little bit out of the middle of it, put it at the beginning, so that way you have to watch the whole fucking episode to see this shit.
Yep. Yeah.
I love that. Here's a little snippet, 30 seconds music, straight into an hour to 2 hour show, 30 seconds of music. If you want to watch the other stuff that's not in the YouTube video, this is where you go, and bye.
Yeah, that's part of what
video
I like.
Done.
That's part of what I like. When I actually do cut all this footage together and put it on platforms and shit, you're gonna have an intro song. Which, by the way, I actually do have sample music that JT sent me, and not JB, JT, musician, and he sent me some stuff, and it was pretty cool stuff. So I'm gonna curate it to this podcast, and then what'll happen is I'm of course going to credit them and I'm going to put them in the thing. But once I get it all edited together, the whole reason why I do that whole beginning thing with this is Crazy Peas, blah blah blah, I'm this.
Well, no, I get that.
That thing.
It's the intro into the show.
That literally is 20-second intro. Boom, we're done. Let's get into the show.
I mean, what is it
And
Joe Rogan Experience? It's a Joe Rogan Experience.
Yes. You hear that?
Something all day. Joe Rogan podcast all night, and then it goes straight into it. Okay, we're live, I think.
Yeah,
are we, Jamie? And then he goes into it.
Yeah, for instance, sometimes I'll preface with what the topic will be or what the main idea is, and sometimes I'll just have this just start because of the fact that we don't have one, and then we're just bullshitting and talking because that's what a podcast is talking.
Yeah.
And like how
we
the
just
last
need
hour we've
a
been
surprise
doing.
guest every once in a while. Here's hoping eventually we get somebody famous, put him in the corner or something. So they're
Yep.
here.
I'm literally trying to build my stream so that way people want to watch it. Like,
You know, a good helpful thing. You started doing it today a little bit because I was watching it and stuff, and I think what would help you a lot is if you don't just comment on the game itself, but you tell the viewer what would you do differently. And you started to do that a little bit, but like I kind of wanted a little bit more because I didn't know what the hell that you were playing. I didn't know what the game was. I didn't. The first like 10 minutes was you just walking throughout the world, and I had to like guess that it had to do with VR or that it had to do with like androids and humans or whatever. And so like I had to guess as to like what the thing even was. Like I was waiting, and there was that one interaction that happened where there could have been an opportunity, which that doesn't come down to you. It comes down to the game. But it could have been an opportunity for the android to fight against the humans because they were rallying and everything. But instead, he just kind of gets up and stares at them, and then the cop dismisses him. And I'm like, well, that was anticlimactic and boring. Like, I just could have said, like, okay then.
down to the game itself because of the fact that it's a very linear story, as I was saying.
Yeah, no, you said linear, though. I wasn't sure what you meant by linear, because I wasn't even sure what the hell was happening, like what the timeline was, or what the point of the game was, aside from just random robot person who looks human walking around the town. That's literally what it looked like.
You would have to play the game yourself to understand it.
I shouldn't have to.
Well, no. See, for that's where if I had a game or bought one or downloaded it.
Yeah.
If I'm already an episode in, okay, if you want to know the intro, we literally let the intro play on the last episode. And if not, then I just start a whole new game for the freaking stream. I've done that like 3 or 4 times. I've started a whole new game. Sorry, guys, lost the last game, so we're just starting a new one because it updated.
So, in terms of that, like, what part of the game were you at anyway? Was that the beginning?
Yeah.
So
like
then,
chapter 3 or something.
So then I should have been given by the game, not by you, but I should have been given by the game, like, what it was supposed to be
An
about.
intro.
Yeah, like something that, like a precursor or a follow-up for the last two. Because if it's linear, if there's a beginning, middle, and end, it's not just a sandbox, then it should honestly be following a storyline. And it should be like, okay, so this is like Terminator, or okay, this is like this, or okay, this is kind of like that. No, instead I was like, it's like iRobot without conflict. Like, there's no Will Smith.
Well, I know with some of the games.
The beginning of the game is very dry. It doesn't really have a lot to it. It's all build up.
Yeah, but that's the That's the beginning of the video. That's the best part. So that way everybody knows what the hell's happening in the game. So that way they're like, oh, this is why he's doing what he's doing because he's trying to get to this timeline or this point of view.
What would help you as a streamer though, is to recap with the audience what you did last time, or what you did the last 2 times. Just be like, in the last video we did this, this, and this. And the video before that, we did this, this, and this. Now, we're doing this. And we're going to get to here to this point. And then you'll start your commentary and your sarcasm or whatever it is that you do when you're streaming.
Or like Jack and Markiplier does.
Yeah.
Septiceye and Markiplier. Okay, if you want to see version 1 or what we did in the last episode, go find it.
That's fair, too. Like,
because most of this stuff on Twitch, unless you don't have it set in the settings to save every episode, they should go back and be able to watch it. Because I know some people, they only do the lives. They don't set it to just keep them there.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm okay with that. That's all personal choice.
Yeah, I mean, it comes down to the streamer's choice or whatever.
Yeah.
And if you're putting an episode somewhere else to be as a vehicle to make money on or whatever, then that's your choice too.
Yeah, it's like, okay, if y'all want to see what I did last time, go to rumble dot da 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 da.
Right. To actually get like ad revenue or stream revenue.
Well, you can make decent amount of money on Rumble if you throw out videos. I just got to start. It'll probably be next week because I've been Ubering all this week. Next
Yeah.
week I'm literally just gonna find a place, sit down. I'm just gonna go
Oh, yeah,
ape shit nuts.
It takes a lot of time to upload shit. Like, audience, if you're listening, which you should be because you're the audience. I said that, and as I was saying that, my brain was like, basically, whenever you're doing production of any kind, i.e., I did a live feed right now, so this is being live broadcasted. This isn't pre-recorded. I am pre-recording it right now, like I'm recording this right now.
Because you always do that.
Yeah, but on YouTube it is considered live, so you're seeing a live time frame. But when we have to re-upload it to other platforms, because I don't spend like $100 on StreamYard yet or any other platform that multicasts it, I have to personally upload it myself, and that takes a lot of time and effort. And you're talking like 3 to 5 gigs at a time of video that you're either recutting or just simply uploading it raw. And I don't have...
last time I downloaded
like,
Rumble,
slides upon
I
slides.
literally just had to leave my laptop pointed the opposite direction so I could go to sleep because, it was taking forever.
Yeah, no, it takes a long time, and I don't have that much time to do pre-production, which is why you guys just see a logo and then the camera and then our microphones. But like when I actually do recut it and like go in there and add in some of the cool little stuff, nifty stuff that you get with video, you're gonna see another version of it that'll be on those other websites, but that'll take time, effort to recut it, and also to let my program format the video and everything. Just a bunch of back end stuff that's really boring to the audience, but like appreciate what is happening. Like appreciate the effort that streamers, the people that do streaming, the people that any production whatsoever.
A lot.
Yeah, like this is a simple podcast. This is us just bullshitting about shows, movies, comics, whatever,
everything,
topics that we come up with and stuff. But there are more formatted shows that are more strict and have a solid regiment where they actually follow like a strict format that Karnage doesn't like doing because every time I've tried it just kind of goes but like it goes but like basically
I love the chaos.
People like there's a lot of effort put into these things, so
hey, you like to do all the little things and I'm just like I don't care, just here, raw dick right in your ass, bitch. I don't give a fuck. What are you doing? You'll like it. Give me a minute.
It's like sandpaper.
Fuck you, bitch. I'm a professional. You gotta lube the hoe up first.
But like, yeah, like, so when we do get on Rumble and we do get on a few other different places, you'll be able to see it on Spotify. You'll be able to see it on
Twitch.
Yeah, Twitch. Quite a few different outlets where you can find podcasts. That's what we're working
we just
on.
gotta, maybe next week we'll figure out how to have Anchor running in the background just to ship out the audio file.
Yeah, that's fair too. Yeah, because you could just
because it's
take the audio
anchor.fm.
file
Yeah.
and just re-upload it.
Well, I know we can also broadcast live and then it'll record it, and then when we're done recording it, we hit stop here and then we flip over to it, tell it to stop and ship it out.
Even that sounds too complicated for some audiences. Basically, what we're saying is we're working hard for you.
We're doing our best with our current situation.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, like...
I've been saying for the last 20 minutes, there is a lot of back-end work that goes on. As he also said, podcasts are a little bit simpler, but like, it's a lot of effort on the back end as a game streamer. There's a lot of work, a lot of effort that goes in. Sometimes it's like 2-3 hours of work just to make one scene look right.
Especially if you're one of those game streamers that like cuts your videos like movies. Like it isn't just raw live footage that's being broadcast or being uploaded. It's literally recut together to make it look like a movie.
Yeah.
With the
I can't do that even with the free programs or the ones I gotta pay for. That shit's too complicated. My brain goes, what the fuck? Here's the video. Watch it or don't. I don't care.
The stream ending doesn't mean that we're not done with the stream, or doesn't mean that we're actually done with the stream. there's a lot of, like we've been saying, there's a lot of back-end work, a lot of stuff that the viewers never get to see. And
yeah, but some of that's fun though. Some of it's not.
It's very fun for
it
me.
depends on what you're doing.
I just ran out of time to do it. Like, I now have another child. I have a fourth child since I was editing those previous casts.
You know, that...
Maybe that's what you should do on
We as
Thursdays.
streamers, especially if we're small-time streamers, we don't get paid for that work. We never see revenue for the work we put in on the back end.
Well, that's why I'm talking about Anchor.fm, because their biggest thing, their promotion, because I've heard it on some of the podcasts I listen to that are the spooky stuff I like listening to.
Yep.
And there's like spooky stories. These are supposedly real, and then they'll throw in a commercial like after the first or second story about Anchor FM. If you send it to them, the audio file, or broadcast live with them, they'll send it to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and like the other like 3 or 4 or 5 different freaking podcast websites.
Yeah.
I don't know them all. I'm just like, okay, that'll make it easy. I just do it at 1 second. They go,
You have to love
and then we
doing
might
this.
make money.
Yeah, you have to love doing this in order for you to keep doing it. Because, like, there are people out there that will, like, say, oh, yeah, we should do a podcast. We should do a podcast. And usually it's a phrase, we should do a podcast, and then it never materializes. And then you got people who do a podcast, and they do it for, like, 6 weeks or however many, whatever. And they get, like, 6 to 10 episodes done. And then it just dies. Me and Karnage, we've been doing this now for 2 years. We've been doing it for
We took 6 months off.
6 to 8 months because life. But
Well,
like,
you guys moving and my
Yeah.
situation, I had to get myself straight on some shit, and
Yeah.
I did.
at one point, I just completely forgot about the podcast. Like, it was lingering in the back of my mind. And then one day, like, Karnage was like, we should do Crazy Peas this Thursday. And I'm like, oh shit, that's right, we were doing podcasting. And then Karnage is like, yeah, we were. And I'm like, we should do that again. And then Karnage's like, all right, so we're doing it Thursday. And then that Thursday we ended up doing a podcast. But like, it is just as simple as turning on the fucking program and pressing record. But like,
Well,
yeah,
that's
no.
always been my viewpoint.
Yeah.
Let's just hit record and what happens,
Yeah.
happens.
And like, so as far as this goes, like, I have over 40 hours. Like, and I'm not talking about 40 hours. I'm meaning 40 like episodes is what I probably meant. Where
and
some of the
they're
episodes,
2 to 3
yeah.
hours long. Some of them.
Yeah, like
We've had a couple short ones for an hour, but most of them are 2+ hours.
Yeah, I was sitting there and I was calculating between interviews I've done in the last year and a half, interviews with other people, other podcasts that I've done, like the Vellum Within the Moment with Paul Sisler, still with TPAW, and I've also done like other podcasts with someone else that I won't mention. But I've done like so many different podcasts. I calculate the hours, and it's like well over 8,000 of my recorded voice. Like, it's crazy. Like, when I calculated that, I was like, "You've got to be shitting me." And I sent Karnage this, and Karnage literally just went, "Okay." Like, didn't say anything else. Like, not like oh yeah, or hell yeah, or figures. No, instead it's okay. And I was just like,
You're just throwing me
all
random
right.
facts. All right.
Yeah, I was
It's done.
I was like going, that's over 8,000 hours of fucking work. Like, you have to love doing what you're doing in order to do what we're doing. Like,
But
because a lot of it's free.
you know me. My mentality is that how many we did? Okay. Well, we can still double, triple that down. Let's just keep going. Numbers. Is it in cash? No.
Why you don't get paid is because the art form really isn't as appreciated as it could be. And mainly what it comes down to is people are so consumed by other forms of media, like, Netflix and different things like that. Well, we don't have the backing of Netflix or YouTube or Hulu and Disney Plus. We don't have that kind of monetary backing
Okay, but here's the thing with that. That's like, well, yeah, of course, always. Joe Rogan's even said it. Yeah, well, when I started this, it was just me sitting with my laptop, zooming people.
Yeah, I remember that.
And
I
whatnot.
remember him saying that.
And it's the, I didn't become big until I was like 2-3 years into the damn thing. I mean, we've already been 2 years, but we've took off a little bit of time. So we got another 2 years before everybody's like, I love this show, and then we start making money. Me, I'm not even worried about it. It's like, when it happens, it will happen.
Yes.
And it's like, it happened. Oh, cool. We finally made a check. How much? Oh, is that all? Okay. I want my half, and then I'll see you next week.
I'm going to be creating a website for the studio, and I already did one for it was sharing the same name as the YouTube channel just to try to do it, but that didn't work out too well, so I'm going to be recreating the website, and going to be creating a media.
The website I think you're talking about, I'm going to be blunt.
Hey, Howlett, I get it.
Listeners, I'm going to tell your audience, that website, that was trash.
Hey, it was a decent try.
You know what?
You got ripped off.
It was a decent try.
You know what? The first time's always this. You got a 50-50 yes or no, it'll hit. If it doesn't hit, try again. That's the thing. Oh, I wasted $200. No, you didn't. You spent $200 to learn a lesson. You learned the lesson, now you know what to do next time.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, it's a valuable lesson, though. It'll help you do it the way you want to, because you saw the way the other person did it. I can do a better job. Now you know what you can do.
That is the exact takeaway that Karnage just gave, the exact takeaway that a lot of professional authors and professional creators in general always say. They're like, especially if they make videos about how-tos or introductions or whatever, to the craft or whatnot, they'll say, you can either be a $30 lesson or it could be a $3,000 lesson. If you're lucky, it's only a few $100 lesson. My lesson was like $500.
But a lesson is always good.
In the call that we were having, the discussion we had about that website, I told you flat out, I was like, I could have done better than that. Fuck, my 4-year-old could have done better than that.
I mean, it's debatable on the 4-year-old.
But I mean, that's the whole thing, though. With me, because like we've said tonight, I'm basic. Okay, I have a website. You know what? It's flames and dragons in the background because that's what I like, and then I'm just gonna throw up whatever websites and whatnot I want to.
Yep. So
here's my shit. Here's where to buy my merch, and if you want to donate, here's where to send it.
I have quite a few ideas as to how to do the website again and do it under a different umbrella so that way it's
there's
rebranded.
No hiccups.
And no hiccups. It's rebranded, and also it gives us a chance to have merchandising and gives us a chance to have passive income coming in. Because passive income is when it's just rolling. You don't even have to do anything.
Yeah, but I mean, that'd be taking the, well, from you guys' view, it's there, but taking the icon and just throw it on a shirt or a hat.
You can literally set it up.
You can still talk about that.
People can order the books right through your website. You can set it up so that way they can order the books right through your website and literally make it to where when they order it, it's, as you were saying something about it before, print to order.
Yeah, it's print on demand. That's what I'm working on. Is I'm working on a way to get it to be print on demand, and that it's actually quality. Because when you say print on demand, people go, "Oh, but is it trash?" So I'm going to be working on a way to do quality. Print on demand type structure that doesn't cost too much overhead, and yet it is kind of like a merch line that does passive income, and it gets put into a pool so that I can refinance it into the company itself and turn it into something that way eventually everyone actually gets paid.
Well, and
Yeah,
see, the nice
it's the
would
thing
be
of
is you'd be
you're
able to
making
pull
$1
from
million,
Amazon. You
but you're throwing $500,000 back into the company so that we can make another $1 million.
Exactly. That's
you
exactly
would
the
be able
point.
to pull your products from Amazon, because if everybody's shopping through your website to buy your stuff, you don't have to pay them the royalties or the whatever fees they take every time somebody orders your book or orders one of your products through
There's an
Amazon.
easier way to do that. He just signs up for Amazon affiliate and he affiliates his own goddamn book page, and then every time somebody buys his book, Amazon takes their cut, but guess what? Half of what they just took went back into his pocket. Ha stupid.
Yep,
I'm sorry.
'cause it's an
I
affiliate.
know how to work around the system. Oh, you're not going to pay me full price? Okay, I'm an affiliate. I'm going to link all of it to the same damn. So I still get my money through the affiliate links.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Run the system. If
And
they're
you
going to
can
try to
use-
screw you out of your money, run the system.
And you
but
can
Jeff
use
Bezos
Ingram Spark to
doesn't
do that
deserve my
too.
money.
Oh, yeah.
What's that?
Jeff Bezos doesn't deserve my money.
Well, Ingram Spark is a good way to do the affiliate, as well as a few other vendor programs that are out now. And they're actually been sending me nonstop emails telling me just how innovative they've become. So we'll see how that works.
No, but see, here's the thing. If you have your book, and they're all printing it and shipping it,
Yeah,
and you're making like 50+%,
yeah.
especially if you're using affiliate links so that we get paid on that too. Put every damn link for everything in every video.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I would put the whatever link is
Book one,
required.
Amazon.
Yep.
This, you have a section. Book one, Amazon on Amazon site, on this website, right above the, you say which website it is, and then put the link.
Exactly.
And just have that crap run. That's like I had you put in my what was it? The doTERRA sign up underneath me link in one of the videos, and I think it's been in there the whole time because you've never changed it.
I know it's
or
still
one of my
there.
Amazon affiliate
It's
links
still
just so that
there.
way we can make a few bucks.
Yeah, it's still there. I don't know if anybody clicked on it at all, but yeah, it's still there.
But we're saying it so if they're listening to it through another way, they gotta go find the TPAW Playground YouTube channel, find the episode, and see if they can find the link to
Yep.
help us make some money so that way we can afford an actual studio.
Yes. 'Cause that's my eventual goal, is to have an actual studio. Because this is kind of like a homegrown studio. It's not even like, it's a bedroom, let's be real. But like,
It's an office.
yeah,
but
it's an office.
it's
Office bedroom. But like, it's, everyone
Well,
starts
it
small
was-
somewhere.
It was great being on your show for a little bit, but I got some things I gotta do, so I'm gonna take off. I will chat at you later, T-Paw and Karnage.
Alright.
Thank you.
Take it easy.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you being on the show, Howlett, and we'll talk to you soon.
And there he goes.
Yep, there he goes. Now, he probably, his lady friend probably got mad at him for being on the phone still.
Whatever.
But hey, he got to visit us for like an hour.
And then we were having a decent debate, and nobody got pissed. Well, I didn't. I
never
don't
got
like
pissed.
this. Okay, but it works this way. Well, I think if he'd been nicer, I was just feeding into that. Oh, we're gonna have actual debate. Yes.
The chances are he'll call me back a little later and be like, "So, how was that being on the show?" And I'll be like, "I don't know. How was it for you being on the show?"
Yeah, we're always on the show. What are you talking about? You were the special guest, homie.
Yep.
We're always sitting there shooting this shit.
Exactly.
It's half the fun.
And I'm gonna end up listening to the playback just to see if it sounded correctly or not. Cause like my big thing was I had the phone positioned in a certain way that it would directly.
Blue phone to nipple to talk to Mike.
Yep, exactly. I wanted to see if it would actually work really well, and if people could hear him crystal clear, amazing. Thank you, Mike. If they heard him ish, I'll be like, it's a cell phone. Cell phone mic to mic.
Well, I mean, either way, either they'll hear it or they won't, and it'll be muffled, and they'll be like, crank the volume up. Shit, they're talking loud. Crank the volume up. Shit, they're talking loud. Because I've had that, because certain, like, podcasts where they're trying to talk like somebody's talking through a radio, it's really quiet. Like an actual radio. I'm like, crank. Rewind 30 seconds. Okay, back to normal tone. All right, back to radio. Normal tone. Radio. Normal tone. Radio.
Yeah.
In the car.
Exactly.
It's a giant pain in the ass, but I can do it.
Yeah, I haven't seen much more National Treasure. I think I got to like episode 3 or 4 ish.
You said you were halfway through 3 last week.
Yeah, so didn't get too much further, but that's only because just life, kids. Plus, also Luciana had her appointment today. That's another reason why I've only had an hour of sleep.
Her.
Yeah, no, she was. They were examining her eyes.
That fun part. Yeah.
The glaucoma or whatever it's called.
Whatever. Your wife knows all that
eyeballs.
crap because she's always worried about everybody being broken. So she checks all the kids as soon as they pop out of her. Are you 100%? Fuck, you're broken.
Yeah, no, she had to take her to the doctor to do a little procedure, and she called it a surgery, but really it was just them like pressing on her eyeball just to measure it and stuff, and putting her under anesthesia. And I was pretty much here watching over the kids and stuff, but like also cleaning up a lot. Didn't get to clean this room up a whole lot. I did initially, and then the kids came in and just ransacked it, and I'm just like, fuck.
Everybody just leave for 2 weekends. If you come back and there's no house, at least yours can cash in the insurance money.
Yeah.
No,
like,
it wasn't me. Now I gotta put it out there. There's somebody gonna come at my ass.
Yeah. Well, like, so I haven't had time to do much of video binging, but I have done a lot of writing, and I've done a lot of editing. That's been kind of cool.
Yeah, and what you told me, you wrote into the story that.
Oh yeah.
The suggestion I gave you, you're like, I got it perfect. I'm like,
Yeah.
All right.
It is mind melding. Like, by the time you guys get to that point, if you guys ever read the books and stuff, and you read this one in particular, or if you listen to the audiobook, which I'll have done soon with this microphone, it's an amazing mic. Like I recorded myself reading out a Cthulhu book just for practice run, just for fun. It was on ACX, but like doing an audition for it. And I read out like 2 paragraphs before Arian came knocking on the door and was like, "Daddy."
Yeah,
Daddy.
kids.
And I'm just like going, I'm like, okay, so I stopped recording. Then I had my headphone in already, so I was using that to do the monitor thing. And I played the recording, and I'm like, all I hear is me narrating, and every so often,
Click, click, click.
Daddy!
Click, click.
Daddy! And I'm like, this mic's not even up all the way. What the fuck? And it's like that sensitive. But it was, when I heard myself, though, crisp and clear, I was like, holy shit balls. Like, this is a good mic.
Well, then that means you probably caught him really well then.
Yes. Like, so I do want to record the audiobook very soon. I just have been trying to practice because when you are orating it and you're making, because you don't want to be that guy who puts out an audiobook and then, like, you are the one audiobook in the store that everyone's like, 1 star, you suck. Like, it's boring.
But see, okay.
So, I want to be able to practice on it.
That point is you're overthinking it. Like you were.
Oh, I'm overthinking the shit out of it.
Like you did when we originally started the podcast. Don't overthink it. Just have fun and do it.
Yeah.
That's like me. I have fun doing Uber. I have fun doing all the crazy shit I do. Do I make money? Yes. Do I make as much as I want? No, because I'm not allowed because of the restrictions I have. Because of disability. But other than that, I mean, you see me.
Yeah.
I just run off, go do whatever the hell I want and have a blast doing it.
Yeah. So it's like, what I need to do tonight after you end up leaving is I need to record the prologue again. But I'm going to do it in Adobe Audition so that, like, I can hear not only what is in the story in that version, but also see if I can do what you're suggesting, which is just fucking have fun.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's why, like, anybody who knows the situation I'm in, it's, why aren't you angry? Why aren't you trying to run? Why run? Just sit there, watch the show, wait for it all to burn down, and be like, yeah, I told you this was going to happen.
Yep.
And just enjoy the ride, or enjoy the show. You watch everybody else act like an idiot while you're just sitting back going, kids, come sit. But, I know, just sit. Watch the fire. I don't know. I've always been the guy. How can you just sit here and watch the fire burn? I'm watching the fire burn so that way when it goes down, I can throw on more wood. Why? Not because it's a fire burning. It's enjoyable to watch.
Yep.
You're weird. Yeah, but I'll be happier than you will be at 40. And I've proved the damn point that I made at like, God, I think the first time I said that was like 18.
Yep.
Maybe 12, I think, was the youngest. I don't remember. It was probably 12, yeah. Young men's and Boy Scouts before I got too old to be a Boy Scout. Yeah. Around 12, 13. I already knew I was going to be the happiest jackass in the world because I don't care, watch it burn, just smile and have fun. Screw it.
Yeah, that's definitely fair. I was never a Boy Scout myself. As you know the story, Dad was always military and Mom was always working either part-time jobs or mentally just... And so I didn't do
Your
Boy
parents
Scouts.
are nuts.
Yeah. I didn't even know if it cost money at all to do Boy Scouts or if you just got signed up
It
for
usually didn't, but I mean, that was way back in the day. Because,
I was in the 90s.
I mean, Connors didn't cost anything. If Nephi did it, it didn't cost anything. Because we always did it with the church, and they paid all the fees or whatnot for the troop part.
Yeah, I was in San Diego during that time when I was a kid.
Yeah, it might have been, okay, well, you have to pay $5 for the year. Why? That's for the troop fee because we have this many kids. Every parent forks out this much money. Since you're coming in, everybody saves $1, so you fork out $5.
It was only $5. I don't know why I didn't do Boy Scouts.
Most time I had with Boy Scouts, get away from me, cat hair, was just, we didn't pay anything. The only thing we ever had to pay for was doing the derby with the little wood cars.
Yeah, okay.
You have to pay for the wood. Or they give you the wood, because the troop leader, usually an adult, would be like, okay, no, we helped. We forked out the money ourselves, because usually the person who was made the troop leader, not always, but usually had enough money. They had a decent income, so that way they could go, okay, here's everybody's thing. If they didn't, they told them, okay, you all need to get your soapbox, or not soapbox, what the hell is it? I'm drawing a blank. One of y'all will say something in the comments or whatnot, but I mean, it's just a little wood block where you can shave it and make it all neat and melt down weights to put in it. Russell always had fun with that until he burnt himself. Then he cussed and bitched, and then he went back to having fun with it. So, I mean, it was always fun and interesting to watch.
Yeah. Why are you up there?
Because your cat's weird and wants to put its ass where you put your fingers.
Why are you trying to put your ass where I put my fingers?
Hey, Simba. Why are you sitting on the desk? Yeah, well, you bore me too, but that has nothing to do with the question I asked.
John's even effective with cats.
Y'all are contagious. I must leave! I mean, it's getting close, but I'm not really worried about it. What? I see into your soul too. Yeah, close your eyes. Be scared. I eat souls for fun.
It's almost like you're still talking with that giant, shiny, colorful thing.
Oh, here's something funny that's been popping up on my For You page for YouTube and Shorts is, look at these women putting their phone so far out of their ass pocket to see who stares at their ass. They're not staring at your ass, they're staring at the phone. Or some girl sets up the phone at an angle to show off her ass while she's working out, or show off how hot she looks in yoga, super tight clothes. And then bitches, because somebody looks, because you're doing a workout, and then looks away. Like a 2-second glance. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Apparently that's a thing. Apparently anybody we look at the gym, they might call us freaking pervs, even though we're just like, wait, oh, okay, somebody's behind me. You know, like we do.
Yes.
Because when you're in the gym, you're always looking around, make sure you're not hitting anybody. You using this machine? No? Cool, sweet, I can work out.
Yeah, usually, like, I may, like, appreciate, you know, female body if it's, like, right there. But most of the time, it's just being like, wow, she works out hard. Like, keep going, that sort of thing. Most of the time, I'm just so zoned in on the workout, I'm, like, either trying not to pass out from overexerting myself or just trying to just stay in the flow.
Yep.
Like, it has nothing to do with...
there's people around me, okay.
Yeah.
And he just turned off your computer or monitor, and he's stepping on buttons. No DP signal from device. Dumbass, down.
Simba! Why are you being a butthead?
Down.
Feline.
The floor is yours, not the damn keyboard, you goober.
But, like, so, yeah, as far as workouts go, like, I'm not sitting there, like, ogling some woman's ass as I, like,
Well,
shoot
no,
bends
but I
over or
mean,
whatever.
it's funny how that's just popped up here the last week and a half on my For You page of, look at what these women are claiming. The guys are ogling them when they're just like, oh, somebody's working out over there now, sort of thing.
You know how much concentration it takes to be, like, and then, like, not have it hit your fucking head? Or, like, other things
But see,
you're
it's
doing?
also the most of the guys in the videos are like, in between workouts, are moving from one machine to the next sort of thing, or somebody moved into the line of sight, so who's there? Or, huh? Oh, check, okay.
Yeah, I spend more time watching where my feet are going so I don't trip and fall on my face, or watching where my body goes so I don't hit somebody. I spend more time doing that or trying to keep my balance than I am worried about how some chick's ass looks in pants or phone sticking out.
And 90%
Yeah, or
are
whatever.
wearing yoga gear.
Yeah, and we're on the free weight side, where the only time that I ever, like, a chick ever catches my eyes when I've got that Amazonian looking woman with red hair, and she's like tossing a rope back and forth.
The Mohawk chick.
Yeah, like she's freaking.
I'm sorry,
luscious
she's
as
nice
hell.
though.
Yeah,
she's
is.
nice. I've talked to her a couple times.
So have I.
Oh yeah, she's nice as hell. I like her.
Yeah, she's like an
She's
Amazonian.
never been one of those to be all like, fucking man. She's like, oh hi, how's it going?
Yeah, no. In fact, there was one time where I was lifting the weights and stuff, and she like fucking weight checked me. She was just like, you know, if you hold it this way, it actually provides a better burn. And I'm like, wait, what? And she's like, when you hold it, she's like, you know, you're holding it like that, and she's like, you know, demonstrating it. And I'm like, yeah, sure. And she's like, well, hold like this, and then when you go in, and I'm like, am I getting talked to by a female Karnage right now? And then then
Yes.
she just fucking like goes, you don't believe me, do you? And I'm like, no, I do. Like, clearly you're built. And then she's just like going, she's all like, and you will be too. And then it's like fucking, I started doing it, and I'm like, oh fuck. And she's like, told you. And then she walked off, and I'm like going, the fuck. Wonder Woman just taught me something.
Well, see, and that's what I think funny. You see all this stuff online, and I'm like, I'm glad we don't have people like that at our gym. Because
Yeah.
what the fuck is wrong with you people looking for shit? I mean, if I'm at the side abdomen machine, what's right in front of us? The Stairmaster.
Yes.
I'm usually looking past the Stairmaster at the TV, not paying attention to the ass walking in front of me, male or female.
Yeah.
I never pay attention to that. If I look, I go, oh look, nice ass. All right, keep working out. It's a half a second thought and then done.
Yeah, or I'm pantsing my brains out because I just pushed myself really hard on one of my rep counts, and I'm like looking over, and I'm like, looking, and I'm like, yes, I see a female on the weight thing, and yes, she's walking, but I'm not watching her ass. I'm like looking beyond, and I'm seeing the TV screen as you're saying, and I'm going,
No.
and I'm
Simba.
going, okay,
No.
time to breathe and drink water and not like pass out or whatever. And like, I'm not worried about what some chick's ass looks
Turn off his
like.
computer, dipshit.
Like, I am never worried
Yeah,
about what
no.
some chick's ass looks like.
No,
Ever.
but I'm saying that's apparently the new fad that started a few months back. That's the new thing. They posted it on TikTok and that sort of stuff. I'm like, wow, are you like that needy for I need attention, you gotta take pictures of everybody who you're supposedly were showing, filming yourself working out. That's fine.
Yes.
But if you're making commentary, like one of the videos I think is hilarious. I've seen it like 3 or 4 times. It's this chick's like making comments, and then she puts little like things all around that I should beat his ass or cut his dick off and shit like that. And it's like, he came over to help you with your weights, and you're being a bitch. Why?
Right, exactly.
He was just being polite because it looked like you needed assistance because you weren't 100% getting the weights on properly. Hey, you need assistance with this?
That or your face turned really fucking red, and he was wondering if you were gonna pass out.
She hadn't even started the workout. She was just putting on the weights.
Oh.
Yeah, and she gets back on one of them, and then one of them it's, well, if the people don't want to promote me, well then screw them, because I'm being honest. And then she goes back for the 3rd time and, I'm sorry, blah blah blah, some bullshit excuse, trying to cry and make it look like she's actually apologizing, which you can tell she's completely full of shit.
Why is she wasting all that time when she just should be working out?
For the clicks and the media. She wants the serotonin from, looky, everybody's watching me. That bullshit.
Yeah, as you know with me, it's just checkpoints. It's just
right?
It's just like, oh, look, I'm lifting this weight. This is kind of cool. Watch us do this thing. We're being accountable. Like, it has nothing to do with, like, this is how much of a badass I am. I'm lifting 20 pounds. What? Like, it's a checkpoint.
You go and pick up the 35 pounds. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. I'm doing the 15 to 17 and a half.
Yep. And it's funny as I've actually taken, there was the guy next to me on the bench, and he was sitting there lifting the 15-pounder. I only noticed it was 15 because, like, as I looked down, I saw the numbers 5 and 1 backwards. And at first I thought it was 51, and I'm like, there's no 51. That's not big enough. And then I'm like, is that a 15 or a 51? And the guy's like, oh, it's just 15. And I'm like, oh, I must be having, like, dyslexia or something. And he's like, hey, you thought it was 51, huh? And I'm like, maybe. And he's like, yeah, he ain't that buff. And so then he looks over and sees mine, and he's like, wait, did you just grab a 50? And I'm like, well, I've got a 35 just in case my arm goes, fuck you. And so, like, and then he started laughing. He found that funny. And then fucking Wonder Woman over there just comes over and is like, nice work, guys. And I'm like going, yeah, you'll bench press us.
Hey, she's a badass.
Yeah. No, she
and I've seen her before. I swear she was over at Vasa when I was over at Vasa.
Yeah.
Just happenstance. I changed gyms and she followed or had already moved there right around the time I did. So it's like, hey, I know you. Okay, keep working out.
Yep. Yeah. No, you spend so much, like, if you're getting into it like we do with the gym, like, we're not worried, like, yeah, sure, he'll make offhand sarcastic comments and be like, ooh, nice ass. But, like, for me, like,
well, I'm a
like,
smart ass.
Yeah,
that's what I do.
Yeah, but like in general, you could just tell, except for like
we don't
the
really care.
Yeah, except for like the really dramatic dudes who are like, you see them every so often, and the one dude was like being a total Chad and being like, he's interrupting my workout, and you and I were like staring at each other going, the fuck is he been? And then you just shook your shoulders and went, whatever, I don't care. And then you started going to your workout, and then like, but I was overhearing them talking, and the guy was like, well, if you have so much of a problem, just go over there and talk to him. And I'm like going, are we having a fucking days of our lives at the gym? Like,
see.
Occasionally you get the drama pitches.
If they'd actually the funny part is they're gonna come over and talk to me. You're a fine piece of ass. I know. Thank you. Wait, but that's not what you wanted. What do you want? Just go complete gay voice on him to make him shit his pants. Never mind, and walk off and be like, that's a bitch, and go back to working out and be like,
yep.
Just to have the confusion face. What the fuck did happen to me? Did that fucking straight guy just go fag on me? What the hell? You know me, I love doing that shit. It's like, ding. The fuck? What just happened?
What's funny is I don't even watch the clock half the time when I'm at the gym. Like I'll notice it's 9 o'clock or it's 9:15 or whatever the
I only
clock time
look at
is.
the clock after I finish the first workout. Then I'm like, Okay, we got enough time for the next one. Go.
Yeah, that's kind of what it is. Like, I just double check it just to make sure that like, we're not running over because I do have a job. You have to be there for the job, and so like I'll look and be like at the end of the first segment, first workout, I'll look at the clock and be like, oh, it's 9:25. Okay, we got time. And then I'll start doing the second one. Otherwise, if it's too late, we'll be like, okay, I guess we'll just do it tomorrow or something.
Yeah.
And like,
That's happened a couple
and we
times,
just
yeah.
carry on. But like, yeah, I'm so involved in the workout. Like, I barely even acknowledge that there's humans around me.
The only thing I do is, okay, this is the workout. Not that machine, not that machine. Okay, I'll just use that one.
There's like a few people there that we actually talk to at the hot tub and other places where
There's like 5 or 6
notice-
regulars that always nod their head and
Yeah.
say, hey.
Yeah, like they'll nod at us or they'll nod at me or they'll say something like the one kid who like we were talking about Percy Jackson for like 5 minutes with. Like he always is
You
like,
did?
yeah, yes, but like he's always like, "What's up, man?" And I'm like, "What's up?" And he's like, "Keeping it badass." I'm like, "You too." And then like that's our human interaction. But like most of the time, like that's the only people that I really notice at the gym. Aside from that, it's just bodies around me that are sweating and lifting weights.
Yeah. No. I mean, there's been times where I've gone to the gym after I bring you home when I have like a free moment in the middle of the day. I'll
Yeah.
just go work out just to get an extra one in. Go swimming or ride bike or do whatever. And they're like, hey, haven't seen you in a while. Well, yeah, that's because I come early in the morning.
Yeah.
Schedule changed. Oh, okay. Conversation done, and we just separate and go do whatever we're doing.
Yeah, like there was that one time we were in the hot tub and the one person was like, I haven't seen you at night in a while. We're like, and you were like, yeah, I switched to the mornings because it benefited the schedule better. And they were like, oh. And then you like went into this giant tangent about how we were, for a couple weeks we were doing nights and then a couple weekends we were doing days and we were alternating it out to see which fit the best. And so far the mornings have fit the best.
For all of our schedules, yeah.
Yeah, because like I get off at 7:15. Work at 10:45, and if we left at 7:15, then not only would I not be able to do anything with the kids, but
Your book would be dead.
Yeah, I just wouldn't be able to do much of anything else. But like, so even though I
it
don't
worked
like
when
the
you were in the
mornings,
apartment. It doesn't
Yeah.
work now with the current schedule and whatnot.
yeah, with everything going on. So like, I work at 10:45, so we just go like at 8:30ish, and we're able to do like an hour and a half workout, and then come back and I can go to work.
Yep.
And so it just works that way right now. And so, but like, for instance, like, that's interesting though that the chick is like spending that much time to do a pick me. Like, be like,
Well, it's not
"Look
just
at
one
me."
chick, but I mean, it's like the new social media thing.
It's like a trend now.
Yeah.
Algorithm.
Uh-huh.
The fuck?
Yeah, no, I've gotten a lot of videos talking about it. I think I might have sent you one. I don't know. I'll have to look.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I'll send you one of them I found. Because one of them's that chick who became famous about talking about, Karen, blah, 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 blah. Well, yeah, you know why? Because you're being like this, or he didn't say 2 words to you. Shut up, bitch. Or quit treating your man like shit, and maybe he won't treat you like shit. Sort of, that sort of thing. But I think she was the one that Amber said, no, she just does that for the views. She's actually fucking sexist. She's the feminist version of sexist. And it's like, oh, well, it still gets a laugh out of me, so I'll keep watching.
Yeah.
But I mean, that over-exaggeration, you can tell that's part of the character she's putting on for the views. And I'm like, that's fine. I'll give her the view. I don't give a crap.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. I get a laugh, a giggle, and I move on with my day. It's a 2-second ha-ha and go.
Yeah.
If I don't want to watch the video, okay, nope. Okay, I gotta go back to my notifications, get my front page looking the same. Alright, watch that video. Alright, watch that video. Alright, watch that video. I try to get it back to what it actually is, or what I so used to seeing it being. I'm like, back to
What your
normal
preferences are.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I was doing. It's kind of what I was doing with YouTube and a couple other apps is trying to reconfigure the algorithm to, reorient to what it's supposed to be for my taste.
I love it when I get a random as hell video. Then I'm like, alright, let's go to this person's channel and actually see what they talk about. Oh, this is just a one-off. Okay, it's not important. Move past it. Block or uninterested.
Yeah.
Oh, the individual that you said you did a podcast with, that you wouldn't bring up the name. I got a notification again from Snapchat. They're on Snapchat.
Oh, I've gotten a notification every fucking day.
No. I'm like, you know what? I'm done with the notifications with this name. Triple button, block.
And they keep popping up. Like I was trying to do the chest workout on that one day, and right before the chest workout was even happening, I don't remember what it was, whether it was the barbell or it was something else, but we were doing chest and
Alternating.
Yeah, alternating.
Chest press. Yeah,
probably that. And like we were starting to do it, and then like out of nowhere I got a notification. I'm like, the fuck? Scrolled down and I saw name, person, Snapchat, and I'm like, again? And then I just went, swipe left, swipe right.
Next time it pops up, click it, because it'll pull up all the names, and that name will be up top.
Yeah.
Hit the triple dot, block.
Okay.
And then it'll quit notifying you if that person's on Snapchat, because they know that you've talked to this person on other apps. So since they're all trying to be linked now,
Yeah.
they're trying to. You know this person. Clearly, they're your friend. No, we hate these motherfuckers now.
Yeah.
That's what I did. I've gotten like 4 notifications today. I was like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah.
I just left the notification there so that when I got 2 seconds, go in, block.
I haven't even talked to them since everything happened, like at all.
Which is good.
Like, so I don't even know
And we
why
haven't
I'm
even brought it
getting
up in weeks
notification.
upon weeks. That's why I'm like, I'm going to bring it up, because last time I brought it up to you about that name popping up on Snapchat, you're like, yeah, I got it too.
Yeah.
So I figured I'd tell you, I just went in and blocked it.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't talked to them. I haven't I haven't heard from them, and I'm pretty good with
And
that.
most of the people you talk to left the group and don't talk to
Yeah.
that person either. So it's like,
Yeah, most people I talk to aren't even like really associated with this person either.
which
Like,
is a good thing.
yes.
Something happened. My fault. I take full credit for that one. And the house of cards she thought she had that made a pretty castle burnt down.
Yeah. Amber's told me that, or Gustelle's told me that on one of her accounts that,
One of our floaters, yeah.
yeah, that the group is actually dead now.
Doesn't surprise me.
That it's dead in the water, and that, like, and I heard from a few other people on Twitter that it is indeed that way. That they haven't heard from it in a long time.
Well, I mean, I also noticed that you were more head of the group for certain things.
Yeah, I know people tended to respond to me. Yeah, they got mad at that.
But I mean, you know, with me noticing that, that's why I threw the grenade I threw. I'm like, let's see what happens. Why? Okay, unblocked. Let's see what we can talk. Bitch, trying to be nice here. Oh, we're gonna play that game. Block.
Yeah.
Just not playing with the bullshit.
Yep. Yeah, no,
You
it's
block me, fine. I'm gonna block you.
It's
You're
crazy.
blocking me after I blocked you. You know how stupid you look and pointless you.
yeah, and Ghostel also found out recently, based on all the notes, behaviors, and just all around like
Things that have happened.
that pinpoint to a cult, and found that everything that group had to do with was very much like that.
Cult mentality.
Yes, very much in that line of thinking, and it kind of threw me off. And
That's why
she was like, "Well,
I'm the perfect person." I even have told you, yeah, everybody's gonna call me the Antichrist, but I have the mentality of, oh, I'm the bad guy. Light. Let's see what happens.
yeah."
I love watching the fire burn.
And I told him that too.
Yeah, I remember you warning them right when I first came in, because you were always on the group, so it'd pop up every once in a while. I just jumped in and joined one day just to, hang out and shoot the shit.
Yep.
He is Karnage incarnate.
Yes. Like they're
He's
like
chaos incarnate too. I mean,
people will sit there and will get mad at you, or they will say things that sound mean or rude or whatever, and you'll just be like, apathy activated. Don't care. and then you'll do something else, and you'll be like, okay, now really be pissed. Please. I want to see you be pissed. Oh, you're not pissed enough? Fuck. Let me try harder.
Or, oh, did not hurt your feelings. In that tone, and, the fuck you trying to call me a reaction? I win.
Yep. Like, and the people don't understand that
I'm
either.
devious, but I know I am what I am, so.
Yep. Like, people don't understand that either. They people have their. This is what I called it weeks ago. Is they romance their bias. They romance their confirmation bias, what they think this person would be like, and then they paint that in their head, and then they perpetuate and project that on other people. So therefore, everyone gets this collective bias of what this person might be like, and then when they utterly either disappoint or that person finds out they underestimated everything that person presented, then suddenly they're like, oh fuck, what do we do now? And then everybody's like, ego check, ego band-aid, oh, let's all talk shit on this person now. And it's like, really? You're gonna do that?
We're all hurt.
Yep.
And I'm like, okay, what are you doing? I'm just putting another drop right there for another soul I've killed. Okay, it's been a good day.
Yep.
I'm that guy. Why is your whole neck covered in tattoos of teardrops? Ah, the souls.
Yep.
I mean, if I could get away with it, I'd have a tattoo for everyone I've done. I mean, you wouldn't be able to see. Well, my beard would look darker because I just have a black freaking underneath.
Yep.
You work for the mob? No, I work for myself. Shit. Because I get a kick out of that reaction. Okay. Is he safe to talk to? I don't know. How safe do you think you are? Shit.
Yep.
But I love that people talk crap. He's evil. He's dark. They come talk to me. Da, 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 da. Why are you so happy? Everybody says you're evil and like pure the fire rage of hell. Oh, I can be. I'm not today. It's a good day. What the fuck? I love that one.
I love how people always associate evil with misery.
Yeah, right. But I mean, what's the whole dynamic of the end of the road? Revelations. What's supposed to happen? Everybody's going to fall in love with Satan or the Antichrist because he's going to save the world. And right before everything blows up, he goes, "Oh yes, I saved you all. Hope you liked burning." You know, it's a simple little thing. It looks like he's saving the whole world, but at the same time, he's got the button to nuke the entire damn place. It's like he's holding the button. Are y'all like stupid? Do y'all not watch this? I mean, that stuff to me is hilarious.
Yes.
And I'm the guy usually there with the button. Hey, Thomas, should I push the button? Give him another week. Okay. Because that's what you did with, who we're not naming, but yeah.
Yes.
No, just wait. Okay, I'll wait.
Yep.
Because, I mean, when your hand or your button's on the trigger of the button and you're like, I know what's going to happen. Should I light the fire? Should I? Oh. Give it another week. Oh, fine. Let's watch it. Let's watch the stupidity. Ooh. Don't. Oh, fuck, shit. Well, let's see what happens. Because that's kind of what you did. I'm like, just watch. It's going to be fun when it all ends. Freaking flames. It's going to be marvelous. You're like, I'm not sure. And then when it happened, you're like, this is great.
Yep. Yeah, no, it was pretty entertaining. Watching it all just kind of go.
Yeah, no, what I thought was funny is you're like, yeah, this person came and talked to me. They're like, I don't see what she's so pissed about. You're so nice. Karnage isn't a complete asshole. Oh, you don't think I'm a complete asshole? That's nice. But
yeah.
I mean, they recognized that I was an asshole. Yes. I was just a nice asshole.
Yep. And then you had those that were like trying to play
Burn me at the stake.
Like they were trying to, they were kind of tryhards at trying to appeal to her every need and appeal to every need.
We keep the group together because we need each other. We're good for nothings without each other. Be awesome, independent people. Quit freaking cowering under a worthless ruler.
Essentially.
I just got tired also you complaining about it. I'm like, alright. Here we go. Time to...
It's because there was a lot of stuff that, like, I wanted to change, or stuff that I wanted it to be different, and stuff that was being promised it to be different. That was the thing, too.
Yeah, you got a false promise, and then you got tired of it not coming to fruition.
Every time it would start to get better, or every time it would start to finally improve, and everything, they would end up promising a bunch of shit, and then...
Never follow through.
Yeah, and then it would just kind of go again. And it would start to regress again. It was kind of like being in an abusive relationship with somebody, like a friendship or whatnot, and like it always regressing.
They won't treat you like shit.
Yes.
You just threw fucking shit at my face. What do you mean not treat me like shit? You're literally using me as toilet paper. Fuck you.
Yep.
And when you got to that point, I'm like, all right, let's have some fun. Because you're like, yeah, well, they said something talking about you. I'm like, well, why didn't they ask me? I don't know. Maybe they're scared. Let's see how scared you are now.
Yep.
I like Ecker. And we were swimming. I'm like, yeah, just wait. Let's see how long it'll happen. Because I blocked them this morning. You did? Oh, yeah, for shits and giggles. Because of what you told me the other day. What did I tell you? Da-da-da-da-da. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because I had no fucking clue.
You'd already forgotten.
Yeah, like I was like, because a lot of times people will tell me something, or I'll end up telling somebody something that somebody else told me because they wanted me to tell them or whatnot, or whatever the hell was happening.
Or you thought the other person needed to know,
yeah.
and then it'll disappear.
Yep. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, because I got kids and I got a job and I got like a million other priorities that are way more important than social life, I'll be like, oh, I'm not gonna be remember that in T-minus, already forgot.
Yeah, right? No, but I mean, you're like, I wonder what's gonna happen. I'm like, just wait, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
And then we talked about it for like half an hour after it happened, and tried to make peace, and just sitting there in the massage chairs, and it was your off day. It was on a Thursday.
Yeah, it was on a Thursday.
And then we came over, and me and you just sit and talk, and you telling me everything that's happening.
Yep.
All right, then.
Yeah, and I was pretty fucked up over it too. Like I spent like
you were pissed.
Yeah,
she was coming at you hard. And
yeah,
it's like,
in front of everybody.
You fucked up, you dumbass.
Yes.
You talked about me behind my back instead of coming to me about the situation.
Yes.
And when I said that, it's like, because you went to him. You have something you want to know or a question you need to ask. Come directly to me.
And it really wasn't rocket science. It really wasn't. Like,
no, and
it was, it was a bunch of tryhards. It was a bunch of tryhards and simps trying to simp after her and trying to, like, appease to her every goddamn need. When anybody else in any other situation would have been like, go fuck yourself. Like,
God,
please.
you're the toxic queen.
Yeah.
Go
like,
away, bitch.
Yeah, like, shut the fuck up. Like, stop whining. Cut it out. Like, you're trying.
That's what I did.
Like, quote unquote, you're quote unquote like saying that you're trying to be a professional. Well, you're not doing that, like, at all. And then the other person who was like, he doesn't do anything good because all he does is joke around. And it's like, stick it up your ass.
Me or you?
Me.
What's wrong with the jokester?
They were talking shit on the fact that I was always making jokes, and so they claimed that nothing I did was anything worthwhile. When really all it was just they were sucking that other person.
Fake dick. Yep.
Yes. Like, they were going at them hard, trying to get their favorability, trying to remain popular with that crowd. And I'm just like going, you fake fuck.
And what was it like? Within 12 hours of that, one person had messaged me.
Yeah.
I got told what happened. I'm on y'all's side. We can hang out and still shoot the shit. Okay, cool. And then like 5 or 6 other people within less than a week, within a few days, were like, we're part of your group now. You want to join our new group? Okay, cool.
It would been so funny as if I'd actually done that.
Well, that's what it felt like, because people would talk to you. Okay, she's talking shit.
Yeah.
What actually happened from your viewpoint? This is what happened. This is what was said. I told the other person. Karnage did this. She did this. Karnage said, okay, let's do this. Okay, no, you're still being a bitch. All right, full knife, cut loose.
I remember how this aforementioned person was always saying that the other group of people was
That she booted in her group.
yeah. That they said that group was this other person's group, like that other person was the leader of the group.
Yeah.
That had turned against her and like blah 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 blah. They never established that, like another group. Like I hung out with them for a bit because I was like, fuck it. Like,
yeah, I remember you telling me that. I went over there.
I
He wasn't even the leader of the group. He just popped in and out every once in a while.
yeah, he just showed up and was like, hey, what's up? Like, hi. Like,
What are we doing today?
yeah, like all they did was they were like, well, the publisher's working things out with me, and that's what I'm here for, right? Is to get published and become an author and stuff. So we're doing that thing, and we're doing the publisher thing. So whoo, yay! And then they'd be like, oh, can you share something? And be like, I don't know if I can because it's under contract. And they'd be like, well, can you at least share like a little bit? And then they're like, stay tuned, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere, they'd be like, okay, I've got to go, so bye. And then they'd just leave. And then, like, everybody would be like, okay. And then they'd start all talking and stuff like that. And I'm like going, huh. Everything.
They're so the leader of the group.
Yeah.
And they just came in for 2 seconds and said,
Yeah.
I can't talk about it. Gotta go, though. Bye.
Yeah. And then, like, later on, when I actually got them on a podcast and talked to them, about their work and stuff, in the green room, if you will, which is just the space just offline of the air.
The floater room.
Yeah, I was talking to them and stuff, and I had told them like some of the stuff that was going on, and I was like going, by the way, this and this happened, and they said this and blah blah blah. But during my experiences and my observations of said experiences contradict everything I was told. And they were just like, huh, well, I'm sorry that they misled you. And I'm sorry that they told you that because I've never known that.
I never knew that's what they were telling people because they said, screw you, I'm going to burn you at the second. They're like, oh, well, I'll just keep moving with my life then.
Yeah, like, and I told Paul about it, and Paul was
Shut
just...
up, cricket.
Paul literally laughed and said, I love, aforementioned person was there. I love them as much as the next, friend of mine that's on Twitter. We're great friends and everything, but definitely not their group. Like, and then the person was like, that's too much pressure for me. I don't want to bother with it. Like, literally dead ass said that. They're like, we're not on air, we're not being recorded, everything's, out in the open, but it's copacetic and whatever. But they were just like, do you know how much pressure it is to, like, do what I'm doing with, like, the books and stuff and, like, try to work with the publisher and then have somebody on the internet try and tell me that I'm leading a group that I'm not leading? And I'm just like going, that's actually pretty funny. And they're like, it's actually really ironic and annoying.
But see, I would be like, oh, you think I'm their Jesus?
Like, they were
Aren't
like,
you special, dumbass?
And they were like, flattering, but no. Flattering, but no.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's always the funny part of, well, you're my arch nemesis, so this is what you're doing. Actually, I'm not doing anything.
We actually talked about how this person that we were just talking about that I had to break away from, how we talked about them potentially having a condition where they have to make the villain of somebody that they disagree with. Like, it is like a compulsion.
But see, that's where I knew it was going to go because you told me some of this stuff previously.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, but like anytime I make a comment or like a post or put a little, snidbit in just to be polite. Because that's who I am. It's like, oh, really? Or da-da-da-da-da-da, or personal messages and stuff. I'm like, oh. She's already fell into my not even trying little freaking bubble of, this is me. I love you. Oh, you're an idiot. Ooh, this is going to be fun. So I just kept going with it.
Yeah.
Until I saw, and you'd made the comment like 3 times the week before I did what I did, that, God, I wish she'd just pull her head out of her ass and just move past this bullshit and go, oh, she's still stuck on the last two idiots that she thinks tried to burn her? Okay. But I mean, it all led up to it. I had heard stories from you from months, if not a year straight.
Well,
and it's
and
like,
you slowly
okay,
watched as most people that had entered the group,
left.
her group, or had interacted with her group, I either got turned into some weird villain person or got turned into like, she basically did the same exact pattern to everybody.
Yeah, but you were also saying, and we noticed this too, that she'd mute everybody and say, oops, or disconnect to try to shut it down because somebody else took over the bubble.
Space, yeah.
And what I thought was funny is it happened twice when something came up, I started throwing in my 2 cents, then I became the center of attention for like 2 minutes, and
Yep.
I'm like, yeah, she's doing it on purpose.
I know everybody started calling that. Like, there's so many people that I talked to recently in the last few months where they're like, do you know how obvious it was that was happening? And I'm like, I would think it was obvious, and they're like, dude, it was painfully obvious. That's why we stopped going for a while. We thought you would eventually stop it. Nope.
And I proved that.
Yep.
It's like, the new guy. Everybody likes me. Hi, I'm the nice goofball. Who's also slightly angry.
Yep. Like, I don't know. That was an entire weird era of Twitter. And now Elon's bought it, and now we're in, like, the next weird era of Twitter.
See, with Elon buying it, I like and also dislike his thing of the monthly fee. Because it's like, we don't want the bots. But what if it's my internet persona? This is my business persona for the internet. But you want me to use my real name. How about, no, kiss my ass? I'm not going to use my real persona. Plus, no offense, I'm just a floater on TikTok, on Twitter. I actually took TikTok off my phone.
Oh, you did?
Oh, yeah. I did that like a month ago. Just right at the end of the year.
And here I am going into TikTok, and I look in the PMs, and I see, like, all those messages from you, and I'm like, I should probably watch those one day.
Whenever the last one was sent was probably a day or two before
8th.
I left.
January 8th.
Yeah, so right before my birthday I left.
Okay.
Actually, I think it was the day before my birthday. I'm like, you know what, my birthday's tomorrow. I don't need you no more. Delete. I still get emails. Ooh, new notification. Ooh, you're having new followers. I'm like, I'm not even on that motherfucker no more. Okay, whatever.
Yeah. I actually, for some reason, expected to, like, create some TikToks just to promote the books and shit. And then, like, you would end up, like, duetting them or something, or that other people would be doing or whatever. But I don't know. I haven't decided what I'm going to do there. Probably just going to
I can re-download it if you want to do it for, like, business stuff.
It's probably going to be the reason why I use TikTok is for business.
Nothing wrong with that.
That way it can help push things. Because I already told Paul that we're going to be taking and I'm going to be recutting some of the videos that we've created with the podcast with Vellum, and taking those little snippets and then putting them on TikTok and using them to market TikTok.
Market the show on TikTok.
Yeah,
that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, because it's like 3 to 7 minutes or whatever. And, like, you take, like, a 3-minute segment of, like, us talking about a topic. And let's hope that we talked about it for 3 minutes and not 30. Like, we would take the 33-minute talk and then
that
put
goes
it on
into,
there.
like, the whole YouTube shorts and stuff. You just gotta, like, you hook that, or you turn it on there, and then you just edit a big, like, 30-minute, you edit a 1 minute or 3-minute clip that's funny, and then you put it on TikTok, put it on YouTube, put it on Instagram.
Yeah. That's fair.
Shoot, dude, I've even seen Just Pearly Things and a couple other channels that I have on Rumble. They started to put up shorts on Rumble, so I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, it's the full video frame, but it's like a little section, like if you were doing a short on YouTube or whatnot. So they did it on another platform or on another program. But it stays like that because Rumble doesn't have, like, the shorts sort of thing.
Yep.
And they they've thrown it on there.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out and look into that shit. It's probably going to be my project for the next week, actually, aside from watching more National Treasure and probably catching up on some other shit. And probably doing, like, more rewriting. But one thing at a time. I'll work on looking into that shit as well as watching National Treasure, because my brain needs a break from editing, but I know that I can't stop.
Well, we needed to take a stop here because it's after midnight and
Oh, shit.
I'm ready to go home. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like half passing out over here.
Yeah, I noticed that.
So, this has been Crazy Peas. I am TPAW.
I am the Karnage.
And we'll talk more later on. Same bat channel sometime soon. And meow. Have a week.
What's up?
It's a Mario. Do not demonetize me.